Hello, weebs and normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. We are here with another ReZero stream. Oh boy. That was, we're gonna, oh, George's mic is not coming through, I think. We were setting up, hold on everyone, sorry. I don't know why you're not coming through. You were coming through when we were testing, but now he's not. Yeah, your audio should be coming through. There's always one or two technical issues around here, everyone. It's not one thing, it's the other. Okay, try that, George.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Okay, that's good, I think.
Am I
George, say something.
still?
Yeah, right. I can't hear you
him?
now.
Okay. You can't hear me.
Whoopsie. Can't push enter. I totally forgot.
George is really
Hold
quiet.
on. Yeah.
Okay.
George is probably speaking and I can't hear him. Hold on.
We'll fix it, guys. Don't worry. We'll fix it.
I don't know what. I don't know why this is being so goofy. We were doing it just fine before. All right, how's that, George?
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now, Graham?
Yes, I can hear you now.
You can hear me. Okay. People are saying I'm a little low. Am I still too low?
Yes, you might be a little low. That would be great if people could let us know exactly how your voice is. I'm going to turn George up.
Okay.
He's turned up now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can turn up myself here as well.
Yeah, so I turned you up a little bit on my end. I can hear you just fine. Significantly lower than Graham. It's good now. Okay.
It's good now? Okay. I can turn myself up. Still
yeah, turn yourself up a little bit, George, if you could.
Let's do this. Okay. How's that? I can do some hardware. I can turn myself up hardware-wise as well, if that's
Are you at
better.
9? Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe turn yourself up on the hardware just a little bit. Not past 9, though.
Let's do that. Sure. Go just a little bit there. Okay, how's that?
That sounds pretty good. It's getting better for me, at least.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell me if this sounds better for you guys or for you, Graham.
Okay.
How's it sounding now? Did it go back down to too low?
It went down a little bit too low, I think. Yeah.
Down too low? Okay. All right. Move it back to where it was. All right. This should be where it was just a second ago. Hopefully we're good. Technical difficulties out of the way.
Out of the way. Yeah, it's better. You're still a little low. What are you at right now, hardware? Sorry, everyone.
I am 7. I could go up to 8.
Go up to 8. Yeah, take us up to 8.
Okay. All right. Now I am at 8. How's this?
I think this is
Is
fine.
this too loud now?
It sounds fine for me. Everyone just keep us posted. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. We never experience technical difficulties.
Yes, never. Anyone who's seen the Game Club knows that we never have technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is we streamed on the Game Club recently and we didn't move everything over in the midterm.
Yes.
So, yeah, oof.
Yeah, this dual stream, simultaneous stream stuff is gets rough sometimes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I'm noticing we're streaming at 1440, which is going to cause some stream stuff to get really fricky here. So give us just a second, everyone. I'm going to switch that.
More technical difficulties.
Oh my gosh,
better get
it's
these out of the way
never ending
first.
over here.
Okay. Okay. Are we back?
Okay, we should be back.
I think so.
We should be coming back. I'm gonna double check on my phone that we're actually back. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
That's it. Sorry, everyone.
All right. Yes.
Just
I got that out of the way.
Nonsense.
My camera is a little bit blurry. I don't know what.
Did we have your camera at last time? I don't remember putting it up there, but it's possible I did some technical wizardry and did it and totally forgot that I did it the first time.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to live with it for now. We could take a small intermission at some point, but for now, we're just gonna have to
sure.
leave it as is. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
We're so back. All right, it's probably just the light. What was the question? George seems kind of blurry. Oh yeah, that
there's
was
light coming. Hold on, just a second.
Oh,
Got,
light defeated.
I have legs, guys. I'm not just a sitting head.
Lies.
Is that a little bit better or no?
Hopefully that's better. Yeah,
Maybe.
you're not going to be, I think you're not going to be as clear. I think last time we were doing the special stream to me with your camera, so it was a little bit more clear. Right now we're just getting the Discord camera version of you. So
okay,
that takes a little bit of extra
last
setup.
time we did the other camera, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully the audio's still good for now, and then like Graham said, maybe we can switch it partway through. But
at least the
let's get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Yeah. So welcome everyone to another ReZero stream. We don't exactly know what we're even going to do on this one. It's not that we don't have a plan. It's that our plan is to ask the audience, essentially.
You guys.
That's
yes,
right. We're going to ask you guys about what we should do when it relates to some of the cut content at the end of season 2, because the content up to this point has been fairly straightforward and kind of fills in some blanks here or there. But from what we understand, obviously we don't know 100%, but what we understand is there's a lot of meaty cut content at the end of season 2. And some people who are anime only watchers have looked at that cut content and said, oh, that was a little too much. Yeah, even people who've watched season 3, they're just like, ooh, this was almost too much, I think, right? But then other people say, no, it's absolutely required. You gotta read it, you gotta check it out. It'll help with your theory crafting, blah, 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 blah. So, we don't know what to do. We are on both sides of this.
Yes, yeah, we're getting conflicting information, I guess, from various people.
Right, right. Some people say it's essential. Some people say they wish they hadn't have seen it. There are people saying, well, if you want to have better theory crafting, you're going to need to know it. But my counterpoint to that would be, if we don't know it and we do a bunch of theory crafting that may or may not be correct because we're missing some information, we're anime only mostly. And so it's not that big of a deal. Like, we could always re-theory craft some other stuff later. Like, it's not that big of a deal if we're wrong, and especially if we're like missing information. Like, that's not too big of a deal, right?
It's part of the fun sometimes, solving the mystery, right? So
right.
And
if they're gonna take things that are from cut content and re-sprinkle them into like season 4, 5, 6, whatever, and like redo how those things work, then you're not going to want to know the big meaty stuff potentially that was cut, right?
Yeah.
So
it'll be considered spoilers in that sense, because through the adaptation process, they introduce it later on somehow.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah. So such is our dilemma, right? It's like, okay, well, should we wait? Should we not wait? Is it going to make our experience better? Are we going to know things that we should know, but that they're never going to introduce into the series, right? There could be things that they cut that they're just like, people are going to have to
it's permanently cut.
Go and figure it out themselves, right, through the cut content. So here we are, everyone. We are unable to decide what to do, and we wanted to put it to a poll that will start very soon. But we wanted to put it to, actually, we can probably put it up now. Let's see. Let's make a poll, shall we?
Let's do it.
Where is it? There it is.
Because there was a few different options there that we could give people to vote in. So
if you want to check out some comments. Oh, we also have our moderators with us. Oh, that was
yes.
There's so many things to talk about right at the beginning here. So
the technical difficulties sent us on a loop for a little bit.
Every time. So we have watched season 2 in its entirety. This is the post season 2 discussion, obviously. Please, in your comments, in the chat, keep all of your discussion to season 2 specifically, because we're going to be looking at the comments. We have moderators looking at the comments. We're going to be pretty heavy-handed with like crushing potential spoilers. Last time we were super impressed with the chat.
People were great.
The anime community,
you guys were awesome.
Anime Club community is fucking incredibly based. You guys were doing really nice. You were really nice in trying to keep like spoiler free and just helping out. That was amazing. Like, you guys blew us away. It was incredible. But we still have moderators here to help out. They're familiar with the show as well. We don't want to see anything past season 2. So No discussions for anything past season 2 whatsoever. If you are a free viewer on YouTube, which is great, thank you for the support. You haven't seen our final reactions to the end of season 2, so we apologize for that. We had debated a lot whether to do this stream after the public release of season 2 finale or after the 2-week ahead release of season 2 finale. And we decided that we didn't want to be too far into season 3 before we did this discussion, because it would kind of color a lot of things potentially. I don't know, we don't know, but you know, there's going to be a lot of things that we may not want to see just yet. So we want to do it as soon as possible. So the finale is out now. I guess that's like a bonus promotion for us. If you want to see the finale, you can go and check it out 2 weeks early. But most people have seen season 2 anyways. So it's not like they're waiting for us to watch season 2. Like, you guys have already seen it for the most part. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So forgive us for that, for anyone watching free on YouTube. Regardless if you support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, or you're just a free watcher, that's great. We're happy to have you. Yes,
exactly.
It's awesome. We're very happy to have you. So I'm going to start that poll. George, why don't you check out comments while we're making that.
There's been a lot. Let me kind of scroll up here a little bit. Back to where I was blurry. Yep. I don't really see a problem with looking at cut content for anything before season 3. Okay, mainly just the stinger. I really think they would add that in a director's cut. Stinger. What is that? Cut content is necessary because it's the way the author intended it to be. Fair point. That is a fair point. And I am often a proponent of, like, I hate when people say this, because a lot of people say this in a holier or mightier than thou. Look at me, I've read the book. The book is better than the movie. But I do often agree the book is better than the movie kind of thing.
And then George goes into, well, the book is better than the movie.
Well, a lot of times it is just because of that specific comment. It's like the full vision of the creator. Right. That said, adaptations are their own thing, and so you can't translate one to one. Unfortunately, it just kind of doesn't work. So you also do have to take the adaptation in its entirety as its own kind of standalone thing. But yes, I do usually say that the original creator's vision is better.
Okay, so we're gonna do a preliminary poll here.
Okay.
We may do another poll, so be prepared for that, multi-polls.
Sure.
But the first poll is just going to be a vanilla. We just want to read the room, right? Like, we, as content creators, I guess we could say, we're content creators.
Feels weird addressing ourselves as that, because it literally just feels like we're just watching shows, but sure, yes.
It's so goofy. But as content creators, we make this in large part for the audience, right? Like, it's fun for us, but it's also a lot of work, and like, you don't get paid a lot when you're small. So for us, it's a labor of love. And so we want everyone to have the best experience possible. Obviously, we want to have the best experience for us. It's all together. This is like a together thing, right? So we're really concerned with what people think. So the first poll that we're going to do is just to see how people are feeling, right? Like, there's comments, but there's a lot of people watching without making comments. So we want to just see what you guys think about us checking out cut content. Now, it might be biased. People might be biased here because our cut content streams are like the streams we've been doing. So maybe everyone who's going to say, but let's just put it out there and let's see what people say. So there's the poll. Let's see what everyone is feeling. I have a feeling it's going to go one way rather than the other. Let's just find out. So
yes,
we'll let that run. So yeah, season 2. Well, I guess we don't want to say too much. We don't want to, one, rehash what we've already said in the video, and then two, people who are waiting for the reaction, they don't want to be spoiled by our reaction just yet. But overall, ReZero has been super great. Like, it's been really great.
Yeah, good stuff. Can't complain.
Yep.
I'm really excited for season 3. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
Full disclosure, I guess we actually already watched episode 1 of season 3,
which is hella long. What
ginormous, friggin' hour and a half long. And I guess we don't want to again rehash our ReZero 1 reaction, but as long as it didn't feel like a slog. It was like
It
Bro,
was
it's already
quick.
over? What?
The only thing long about season 3's episode 1 is the editing. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking long.
We need to give like Graham a salute. He is
Oh my
taking
gosh.
that editing job marvelously, and
Oh my gosh, dude.
everybody put a W in the chat, or as they say in other streams, for Graham.
Can we get some W's in the chat, please? Yeah, that's a long one, man. Oh my gosh. So it's great. Editing is it's not as boring as it could be, but you know, man, an hour and a half episode is like, usually we're watching 40 minutes, so this is like 2 to 3 times longer than what we're used to.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, that's long.
Yeah.
So,
But
it's long stuff. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Appreciate that, everybody. Yeah, it's but you know, it's fun. We love doing it. So okay, let's check out the poll. The poll is, wow, it's a landslide. That's crazy.
it is, yes.
That's
Okay.
crazy. Okay, the people have
All right.
spoken, George.
I love democracy, as Palpatine would say.
I love democracy. All right. Well, I'm just gonna end the poll there. It couldn't be more clear. That's 50 votes.
Okay.
Did you guys watch the OPs and EDs? We have that coming, so don't you worry. It just hasn't come out yet. Yeah,
Yes,
you're gonna
that's
see
right.
that coming soon. I don't know exactly when, but it'll be next
what
week.
is the
For the 2 weeks ahead, people, it'll be coming next week for sure. We also have Dan Dan is coming out with OPs and EDs next week as well. We just put out
Yes,
Vinland
yeah.
Sagas. So next week we're gonna kind of sprinkle that into the week. Then Dan season 2, and we have
coming soon, July 4?
July
July
4th.
4th?
Yep, we'll be watching that live. And then
Yeah.
ReZero season 3 next week.
And
boy.
Dude, I just realized it's just worked marvelously that every single time Apothecary has a break, we managed to do a stream. It just like literally worked out that way every single
it's
time.
been-
We didn't intend for it to be that way. We didn't
No.
plan it. It just was.
I think the people who make
Nice.
the Apothecary Diaries watch our channel.
They're TAC fans. Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
And they knew the stream
They
was coming
know.
up, so they're like, well, delay the anime. The anime club
That's
needs
right,
this
that's right.
weekend. Yep. So
100%.
absolutely amazing.
100%.
All right, so season 2 cut content. So now there's a couple of things. We have our list that was graciously compiled by Nick on the Discord. Thank you, Nick. We have this list, but
Yes.
it's a very factual list of information. And we have someone else has also brought to our attention that there is a appendix
Yep,
to
an
season
appendix
2
for season
at
2.
the end.
Yep.
That would maybe be like a better read than just reading like a factual list, because it's like from what I understand, it's like the story. It's like the
not
actual
supposed to be
reading.
very long.
Right,
Yeah,
it's not very
supposed to
long.
be very long.
It's a story thing, so it's like more of an experience than just reading information off of a
Yeah,
list.
there's
kind
like
of.
pros as opposed to just like a line of like this happens and then this happens,
Right,
right? It's just like
right.
yeah.
So, what do you think, George? We read the cut content for episode 23, 24, or whatever is left. We don't read the stuff for 25, and we read the appendix for 25. Is that what you're
Sure.
thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could even go back and check the cut content for 25 and see if there's anything extra there that we missed that's
After the
not
appendix?
included in the appendix. Yeah.
That's not included.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we could do something like that. Okay. If
Okay.
anyone has a problem with that, if they're saying like, "Oh no, wait, don't do it that way," because blah blah blah, then let us know. But that should be a good plan, I think. Reading the list and then
Yes.
reading the appendix.
Yeah. Prushkovich is writing in the chat for the appendix. There's a video I told you about. There is that video.
True.
How do we
Could
want to
we-
handle stuff like that?
Could we watch the video? Is this like someone reads through and adds some visuals and like an experience video thing? Or is this like someone just compiles information from the appendix? What would be a better experience, do you think? It's a summary with visuals,
Summary
8
with
minutes
visuals.
long. The video's great and it's an
Okay.
experience. Okay, so
Honestly, I'm kind of down for all of the above. I wouldn't mind reading the appendix and also getting the visuals, but I don't know if that's what people want. If
Sure.
they'd prefer one or the other.
Do you want to read the appendix first and then watch it? Is that what you're saying?
I like consuming things that way, but I don't know if that makes for like a enjoyable stream, or if you even want to do that, if you want to go through it twice, Graham.
I mean, I don't see the point in reading it if we watch the video, right? So I would rather just watch the video.
Just watch the video? Sure. I'm okay with that too. We're getting the same information at the end of the day.
Yeah. The other thing is, okay, so again, I'm so sorry for asking so many questions, everyone. We just don't know what's in these things, so I want to be and I'm like such a freaking stickler for doing things just right. So my question is, should we be watching, or should we be reading the cut content for 23 and 24 and then the appendix video? Or does the appendix video, I imagine the appendix video doesn't cover the cut content for 23 and 24, like surely.
No. I also don't think the cut content for episode 25 is included in the appendix. I would assume the appendix, it's an appendix, right? It's something that was added.
But if the appendix is cut from episode 25, I'd imagine that the list would have...
Oh, the appendix was cut from... I see.
Right, because it's 25, right? It's technically the last episode, right? So the appendix is the true ending. The cut content doesn't have the info.
It's an epilogue. Okay.
It's an epilogue, planting seeds for the future. Okay, so... Now, so this is the plan then. We can read all of the cut content from the list and then the appendix video.
Sure. Let's do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that work, everybody? Just covers the epilogue scene. It's part of the story that expands it. Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's overlap. Like, I don't want to read a list of things that are in the appendix video. Right? That's the thing. I don't want to like watch the appendix video and go, oh, we know all this. We just read it off the list. Right? Like, I'd rather be like watching it and being like, whoa, frick, I can't believe, Ram is actually the devil or something. I don't know.
Imagine. Okay.
I mean, she kind of is she's kind of the worst in a sense. I mean that in the best way. I mean that in an endearing way. I don't want to disparage the Ram fans.
Sure, okay.
She's pretty freaking mean. George, you can't even say that. You know she's freaking horribly mean.
She is, actually. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, let's do the cut content then. Did we... I'm struggling to remember. Did we also do the break times?
The appendix stuff is not in the cut content list. Okay. Cut content in the video, that's what it's going to be then.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
And we did do the break times for episodes 24 and 25? I don't remember.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
We did? Okay.
Yeah, because there was the chibi one where they're on the balcony, you remember?
Yes. Okay, we did do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember now. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, let's do the cut content then.
Oh boy. Okay.
Let me pull this up here so I have it as well.
Pulling it up here. So, okay. I'm just trying to make sure. Did we cover we got 23 done, right?
We did.
Okay.
We did.
Okay. So 24.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right, George, you wanna send us off here?
Let's do it. All right. The first thing of episode 24. Something projects Subaru from being consumed by the flames. Or protects, not projects. Yeah, protects Subaru from being consumed by the flames. After being rejected by Beatrice and sent back to the entrance of the mansion, Subaru rushes back into the mansion. He feels something wrong squirming inside him. Yet not being able to focus on it because of the pain of the burns. Narration mentions that were he able to witness what was happening, his body warped in a mass of black miasma like a protective cloak of shadows. He would recoil from how repulsive it was.
Wrapped.
Oh.
Wrapped in a mass of black miasma.
Yes, sorry, yeah, wrapped in, yes.
So he was being protected in a sense.
Yeah, is that the unseen hand?
Yeah, is it unseen hand or is it the Witch of Envy?
Or that, yeah, it could be Witch
Right?
of Envy as well. She's like protecting him.
I want to say it's unseen providence, right? Their invisible providence, right? It seems like that's the more
Yeah.
likely thing, but it's hard to say. Squirming inside, like something wrong squirming inside of him.
That's the, yeah, but then again, like the envy, the like return by death power and everything, like it manifests as like a hand in his heart and stuff, so it could be something too. I don't know,
something squirming inside him. Yeah, I think it's probably related to the sloth factor, I would want to say. But then, like, okay, if that's the case,
maybe
the sloth factor is fucking busted, okay? Like, that's crazy. You get unseen hand.
Stops him from being freaking mind
breaking and stuff.
Unseen hand.
Yeah, like you get this crazy offensive power that you can't see and is really powerful. You get now, like, you're physically protected from freaking fire to some degree. Like,
yeah,
that seems really powerful. What can't this thing do? I mean, kill Pandora, but
the only thing that gives me, yeah, the only thing that gives me gives me pause, it's he would recoil from how repulsive it was. That doesn't necessarily sound like unseen hand.
I mean, but it's like
it's weird, and it could be like a bunch of like weird arms and stuff, but it would be like weird, but not like repulsive, right?
I suppose. I mean, I don't know. It's black miasma.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it is kind of freaking grody. I mean, like, you saw the knotted, like, hand arm things, right, in the box. It was all, like, freaking pulsating and stuff. It's like, ugh. Right? So maybe it is freaking grody. Like, maybe it's like a bunch of little worm freaking things. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
So, all right. Let's see. Spiritgram. I don't know what came first. The discussion about the fricking me saying I suppose Kashira in Japanese. Remember that discussion we had when I was talking with my girlfriend? I said Kashira, and she's like, "What the frick? Where did you learn that?" Do you remember that? You don't remember that conversation? We had it on air.
I vaguely remember it. Yeah, I vaguely
Either
remember
way,
it.
I've been saying, I don't know if I started saying I suppose more since that point, or if I've noticed that I just say I suppose a lot, but I say I suppose all the time. It's just...
I feel like I say I suppose a lot too.
It's crazy, bro.
It's just like a very like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I'm not fully bought in, but I'm not disputing it either. It's like
it's like saying I guess or something.
Yeah, it's like I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way. All right. So Elsa died incinerated, not crushed by the witch beast's body. Elsa doesn't die with just being smashed by the witch beast thrown by Garfield. She actually manages to regenerate and live on as a shadowy ghoul with nothing but murderous intent. She dies for real only after crashing or chasing Subaru into the escape corridor. What? Opening the same door through which Subaru was teleported to the Forbidden Library, creating a backdraft and being reduced to ashes by the subsequent fire explosion. What?
What the frick?
That's crazy.
So, okay.
Oh, man. I feel like they should have left that in.
Confirms. Yeah. This like hard confirms that Elsa is dead.
Dang. We speculated about that, I think, in season 3, episode 1, I think. At the end of that episode, we like speculated about like...
Yes.
Not that... We didn't speculate that like we thought she was alive. We speculated that like until we see factually 1000% that like this person is dead on the ground, anyone could be alive. And so we're like, Elsa could be alive. And then that was one of the things we said, but clearly she's fucking dead. So,
okay.
All right.
She's dead. But she lives on as a shadowy ghoul.
Well, she did, I think, is what the thing was.
Yeah, and then she dies like for real afterwards. But like,
I see.
She had that ability. Is that just Elsa? Because she had that like curse or whatever, or is this like a confirmation that like ghosts essentially exist in the world of ReZero, ghouls and ghosts, like essentially spirits that should have passed on but remain because of something, right?
I want to say it's specific to her. Like she was just so angry and obsessed that she got like the opposite of the divine blessings, right? She got like a curse. and it
curse,
allowed her
yeah.
to basically return as a visage of freaking revenge and hate. And then, unfortunately for
Sure.
her,
Okay.
she happened to be in a burning building and she got fricked. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, you know, it's little or potentially a big thing, depending on where the author decides to take the story. But, like, whenever ghosts are introduced as, like, an actual being that can live and it was, like, part of a person before, like, you know, there could be some plot implications from that. But okay. Yeah, it does make sense more that it would be just her.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
To, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. The term vampire for a bit
Okay.
is a bit misnomer. She's a doll turned from a normal human girl due to some further circumstances.
She's a doll turned into a human?
That's
Oh,
weird.
she's a doll, in quotes, turned from a normal human girl. Okay.
Aw.
Weird.
So something really
Oh.
freaking happened to her back in the day. It's not just that like
so
she
she
had
was
a really
a real
horrific,
girl,
yeah,
and then she became something not
Frickin-
fully human.
becomes a shadowy ghoul
Okay.
for 7 minutes and dies for real. Yeah. Worst power up of all time. Yes, I am reborn into a ghoul of ultimate power, and everything's on
Yeah.
fire.
And
That
fire
sucks.
can hurt her. Okay, I guess makes sense. It's a ghoul.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sucks.
Interesting.
Okay, 20.
Episode 25. Wow, there is a lot here coming
There's a
up.
lot.
All right. Episode
Okay.
25. Beatrice has nearly no mana left, and Subaru cannot provide her with a lot of it, meaning they are nearly powerless in battle. The circumstances of Beatrice and Subaru's contract, explained after the battle against the Great Rabbit, are skipped over in the anime. Okay, great. It is confirmed that Subaru's gate is broken, and for that reason, their contract is necessary so Subaru does not die from being unable to expel mana. What?
So he has the same problem that Roswaal.
That Roswaal
I
has,
think
yeah.
it's a little bit different because, like, Roswaal, it was like
Sure,
maybe
yes.
not related to a broken gate, but it's the same symptom.
Building
Right?
up of mana, yeah.
The building up
whereas
of mana and not
he-
being able to release it because his gate is broken.
Yes, yeah. Furthermore, Subaru must be exclusively contracted with Beatrice. Oh, that's part of the necessity of the contract. Interesting. However, as a consequence of the fight against the Great Rabbit, Beatrice has spent the mana she had passively amassed from the people inside the mansion over 400 years. And what Subaru is able to provide her with is a mere pittance. So she's out of mana. She's like, okay, hold on. Puck has to go to sleep so he consistently regenerates mana.
Right.
Betty
But
never had to
he's-
go to sleep.
He's contracted with Amelia, and he gets mana from Amelia, right? That's how he's regenerating his ability, right? His power is from Amelia.
Okay.
So my
okay.
question is, though, how did Betty survive for 400 years without any contract? How did she have so much mana that she was able to just, like, perpetuate
She
herself
just-
for so long?
Yeah, she passively amassed mana from people inside the mansion. So did they, like, do people just passively expel mana, kind of like we expel heat? And she was just a battery that ended up...
She was siphoning?
Not siphoning specifically, but, like... Oh, did I freeze?
You did.
Is this...
Oh, hold on. What? Oh my gosh, it's one technical problem after the other. Hold on. We'll fix him.
Hear me? Does not see me move?
Whoops. All right. George, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. George is out of mana, returned by death. George, can you hear me? Oh, guys, the fucking Witch of Envy got him. What is happening, dude? The
Can you
freaking-
guys hear
Oh.
me at all?
I can hear you now. George?
Oh.
Oh no.
Can you hear me, Graham?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh. Okay. George, if you can hear me, raise your hand. Okay. He can hear us. We can't hear George. I don't know what just happened. Can you go ahead and redo your voice stream to me? What is happening? Oh my gosh. George got freeze like Amelia. Yeah, dude. We were trying to talk about the freaking stuff, and the Witch of Envy grabbed George's heart and just freaking... We can't hear you. I'm so sorry. We can't freaking hear you. I'm going to restart my thing as well. Hold on. Oh boy. We had such a flawless stream last time too. Okay, we got you. You're back. Yep. Yep. It's very sad. Very strange. Everything is fixed. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry that there's so many stupid technical issues. When does Season 3 start? Season 3 starts for early access next week. Oh, frick. Gosh dang it. I got it. Speak,
Okay.
George.
How about now?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on. I can't hear you now. Everyone can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me, Graham? Stream,
Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right.
Nonsense.
Well, yes. Yeah. I
It's a
don't
bunch
even
of
know what
nonsense.
happened. I don't know how I went down, but
we've never seen
apparently
that
something
before,
happened.
ever. And
Yes.
we've dealt with a lot of technical issues. Anyways.
Okay. Back to where we were.
Hey, what the frick? Jeez Louise, dude, I'm gonna lose my mind over here. All right, so she's been
yes.
siphoning mana. Betty has been siphoning mana over the period of time. That's how she's able to like
Yes.
stay without a contract. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I guess. Sure.
We
makes
still
sense.
don't know anything really about how like great spirits work. Like, why does Puck
Yeah.
have to sleep? Why can Betty stay outside of a crystal indefinitely?
Yeah, true. It's a good point.
Like, what exactly happened to Puck? We speculated that he used up so much mana that he is now in like a
super low power state.
like a maintenance state where
Right,
even
right.
he can't
Get
charge
out.
him in the regular way. You gotta
Right.
freaking
You know how like your
do
phone
something.
goes to like low power and it's like so low that it turns off, but even when you plug it in, it can't turn on like right away. It's gotta like, you gotta wait
Yeah.
just like a tiny bit and then you can turn it on. It's kind of like that. Puck's in like that
Yeah,
limbo space.
that's what yeah.
And we need like it.
Okay.
Well, okay, I don't want to get into season 3 stuff. Never mind. Okay. That's the state that we think
Sure.
it's in. Okay, we're not gonna talk about anything else. Cool. Very
Okay.
good.
All right, let's move on here. To episode 25 still. There's a lot.
Sure.
You wanna take that one?
All right. So, yeah. So Roswaal threatens Subaru that if anyone Subaru chose to protect dies, he would kill the rest.
What?
Okay. I mean, that's like a good threat, right? If there was any kind of threat, that's kind of like a good one. It's just like, bro, listen, if you don't protect the people that are important to you, I'm going to kill the rest as an extra incentive. It's just like, all right, bro. Like, I was already going to protect them. Like, it's just a weird promise to, like, goad me
Yes.
into protecting people, I guess.
Okay.
Roswell's a weird guy.
Yeah, like why? What's the point of a thing like that? There's more here.
Yeah, there's more.
If you want to finish it, but then we
sure.
can talk about this.
Sure. More of a clarification because of the faulty Crunchyroll subs, but on the final episode, Roswaal speaks to Subaru is a threat. If anyone that Subaru has resolved to protect dies, Roswaal will kill the survivors and then would be killed by the curse he planted on himself due to the contract/bet with Subaru. Yeah.
Okay, again, why? I don't understand. I don't understand Roswaal's reasoning at all.
So I think the reasoning is Roswaal is...
Oh, I think I know actually.
He's
Yeah,
just
go ahead,
like...
go ahead. What you were going to say?
He's trying to goad Subaru into keeping his promise, basically. Right? This is like a
Yes.
veiled threat promise. I'm a good guy, but really I'm a bad guy, kinda. I'm just like a good guy, but I do things in a devious way, kind of thing.
Roswaal also knows that Subaru can reset timelines. He doesn't know exactly how. I don't think.
True.
But he knows that he can.
So he wants Subaru to be able to be greedy and keep everyone alive and not give him the option to not keep everyone alive. Because it's like, listen, if you plan to sacrifice one of them, I'm going to get the rest of them. So you won't have the option to do that, right? Like, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory, and I know that you'll reset at that point, right? He's going to force a reset. Dude, he is fucking malicious AF. Like, what a fucking guy. What a guy.
Like, it is malicious, and it's like, I can also see where he's coming from. Because, like, okay, let's say you knew that there was a way to hit a reset button. But to do that reset button, you had to do some truly evil stuff. It takes a certain amount of evil within you to hit that reset button. But how do I explain it? Like, the way in which he arrives to his goal is through evil, but the end goal is good. And so in his mind,
so the ends
justify the means, right?
So that's what you're justifying for Roswaal. The ends justify the means.
I'm not justifying it. We had this whole discussion about how, like, once you get to that mentality, the options, I think, maybe not necessarily restrict, but they shift to what you would essentially do. I'm just saying this is how I view Roswaal's
George needs to go into the Olympic Games for backpedaling.
Oh my gosh, dude! I never said
that's crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude! I never said that this is the right way to do it.
I kind of get it.
I'm just saying this is how Roswaal sees it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for real. All right, yeah, great.
This freaking guy,
Roswaal
sure
is crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's chaotic good. Right? Could you see him that way? Or is he chaotic neutral?
But I was going to say he's evil. Chaotic. He's not chaotic and evil, but he's like chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral. Yeah, I could accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants his own thing, right? He's kind of doing his own thing, right? He's not necessarily doing it for the good of other things. But we don't know what his end goal is. It could be chaotic good, but for sure, 100% it's chaotic neutral, for sure.
Yeah.
George taking hits right now. Oh, that's funny. What's the difference between chaotic good and lawful evil? So chaotic good would be ends justify the means. Right? It's you could do whatever you want, almost within reason, to get to like a good end or to complete good means, right? To get good things to happen, you're gonna do frickin' basically whatever the frick you want, right? And lawful evil.
Sure, but I wouldn't even say necessarily everything that you want. Like there is
that is necessary.
More so like you're willing to ignore like either laws or social standards and all that stuff, but you wouldn't be like, I'm gonna like mass murder individuals because at the end of the day things are gonna be good. Like that doesn't seem like chaotic good for me. For me it's more like you're willing to ignore a lot of like pre-established norms, laws. You're willing to bend ethics a little bit, but there is a point, there is a spectrum in which once you've gone too far, sure, it's like evil at that point. Yeah.
That's fair. I'll concede that for sure. And then lawful evil is just like you keep things within the bounds of the law. It's like Darth Vader in the Empire, right? Like Darth Vader in the Empire is the best example of lawful evil. The Empire has created a governmental system, laws, justice to some degree,
it's
right?
It's oppressive, it's evil.
That's right. It's oppressive.
Yeah.
They keep the peace, but they also keep everything else locked down. You don't have true freedom because they're controlling everything, right? So they're using their power and influence to keep themselves in high positions of power, controlling the overarching things, but also they're not like maliciously going out like genociding everyone. It's just they may genocide people occasionally to get things done.
But it's for an end of like order and
for the greater good, we'll vaporize this planet with the Death Star or something like that, right? So basically. That's a good question. Just so for clarification. All right. Are there any comments? I know everyone's talking. I don't want to ignore comments too much, but there's a lot of comments.
Yes. Yeah.
And
lawful evil, name any political figure.
Basically.
You're not far off, actually.
You're not far off at all. Absolutely. Basically sold his soul in order to achieve his goal. Yeah, that's a good point. He basically sold his soul. Yeah. The goals are good, the means are bad versus the goal is evil and the means are just. The means are the ends or the goal is self-serving, and as a coincidental byproduct, there is some structure that's created, right? That's essentially what the Empire is doing. The Empire is self-serving so that they can control everything, and the byproduct of that is like there is a system of law and control in place that does serve the people to some degree, but it mostly serves the people who are at the top.
At the in charge, yeah. Yep.
Which is like every government almost. I mean, I'm not anti-government, but
there are better. We could all be in North Korea right now. Thank your lucky stars. That
exactly.
We're not.
True. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't agree that Vader is lawfully... Okay, sorry. Actually, you know what? We shouldn't digress into a bunch of Star Wars conversations. We could easily do that. Everyone knows how much yap we have contained within us, so we're going to keep going with this one. That was a pretty accurate Palpatine impression. Thank you very much. I do voice acting in Japan.
Graham's good.
So, I mean, I'm not, saying I'm the best, but I do voice acting in Japan, so, hey, if you know anyone who needs voice acting in Japan, just let me know, okay? A little plug aside. Okay, so do you want to read the next one?
Sure. Roswaal hired Elsa, but not Meili. Oh, Roswaal elucidates to Subaru that while yes, he did hire Elsa to target the mansion, Meili was not hired, implying that the event in Arc 2, the mansion murder mystery in Arc Season 1, was likewise not planned by Roswaal. This means there is someone else who targeted the mansion in 2 separate times. Oh.
Huh.
Wait. So
he hired Elsa, but not Meili. So Meili. So the implication here is that Meili was in the village doing her own job, completely separate to anything Elsa was involved in for a while before Elsa even got involved.
She infiltrated
right
the village
and was only
doing stuff
after that likely he figured out like, oh, wait a second, there's more happening than just what was happening with Elsa. So somebody had a plant.
Somebody's targeting the mansion as well. Do you think we know who it... Like, do you think we've seen this character that is targeting the mansion as well? Or do you think this is going to be a character that's going to be introduced in the future?
I think it could be the church. I was trying to think, like...
church.
Is it Priscilla? Is it Anastasia?
Literally,
is it one of the candidates?
Priscilla went... That's where my mind went first, was Priscilla.
The same thing.
She'd totally be the one to, like, kill other people running...
Right.
To frickin' make the running easier.
The thing that kind of broke it for me is Meili is too witch cult adjacent. So I was like, well, who else would it be? And if they're trying to keep tabs on Amelia, and like we know that Pandora has curiosity and interest in her, and maybe she has her own ways of like figuring this stuff out without sending someone. But I feel like it's got to be the church to some degree. That's what I'm feeling like.
I could see that.
Priscilla, I can fix her. All right, calm down, moderator over there. Jeez. Dang. All right. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. That is funny. Spoilers, Amelia is pregnant. True, she did kiss. You know what that means, George. Woo. That was a hilarious freaking twist that they pulled there. That was
seriously
shocking for a second.
Nide, win, what? Oh my goodness.
my gosh. We have a super chat. What the frick?
Yeah,
Keep it up,
what?
guys.
Okay.
I have a question. Do you both believe that Satella will remain the final antagonist, or do you believe that Pandora will usurp the role?
Ooh.
Okay, so first of all, there's a heart. I can click that. Nice. All right, we'll click that. Very cool.
Nice.
Thank you very much. That's
Very
amazing.
good.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I stopped thinking that Satella was the main villain once Subaru met Satella.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some sort of internal battle or something between Satella and the Witch of Envy. And through Subaru's whatever, multiple resets or something, he's going to find a way to have Satella come out on top.
Right. Or she's just gonna be gone. Like at some point she'll sacrifice herself, or she'll know that to get rid of the Witch of Envy, she has to go. I don't think it's a coincidence that Subaru meeting, from a meta perspective, Subaru meeting Satella, and then having some revelations related to that, and then having Pandora show up in the show very briefly after. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. I think that the author planned or realized later, saw that like, okay, we can't, like, she's not going to work as the main villain anymore. We got to have someone else. And so that's why Pandora has showed up, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be Pandora.
She
100%.
seems more, because we know Satella already is like conflicted, and so that immediately puts like, take some weights off the culpability scale or whatever that like a main villain would necessarily need.
Right.
So, is it Pandora specifically? She's the only candidate that I could see as a potentiality for that right now. But we didn't know about Pandora for the whole time of the season. Maybe there's another big baddie that's going to show up later, right?
Yeah. So. Like, it's entirely possible. Like, I look at like it more of like the entity of the church and the cult itself. I think that's the big bad, right? I think the big bad of the past were the witches. And that's like the old big bad that's been dealt with in the lore of the show. And I think the big bad is the church going forward. And I think it's entirely possible that Pandora is actually dealt with before characters like Regulus. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I think it's possible. Like, it's possible that, surprise, they're dealing now with Pandora, and they have to, because Pandora is too aggressive in how she's trying to get things done, right? So it's possible they get her out of the way. And then the expectation of the viewer is like, well, we took out her, so everything else is easy. But then, like, we learn more about Regulus, and he's way more broken than everyone expected, right? And we already think he's crazy broken, right? And then but again, I could see going either way. Like, one of those two is likely to be the final boss, if you want to put it that way, for sure. So, yeah.
My money's still for now on Pandora, because she has been more absent. She's been more... She, like, came, did her thing, left a freaking gigantic impression, and then disappeared. Didn't show it. Just peaced out. Exactly.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So let's see.
Should we keep going?
Yeah, let's keep going. There's so many comments. I just want to read all the comments, but
we can read the comments. Yeah, let's do that.
Take all day. If I had to guess, there's probably a very protracted hidden war going on between Echidna, Satella, and Pandora. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a war between them, or is the church trying to resurrect them to some degree, right? Like, I feel like...
I don't think they want to resurrect the witches.
I don't know.
They want to. They want to resurrect Witch of Envy, but they want to take the factors from the rest of them. I don't think they want the other witches back.
I also want to know what the hell Echidna is planning. Like,
that
so frustrating.
Is a mystery of mysteries, dude.
Yeah.
The whole arc freaking finished, and we still don't know.
I know. The problem is, like, I want to make more speculation about, like, Echidna and the witches and stuff specifically, but there's so many, like, really important things that we don't know about, like, Echidna's plans and things like that it's so difficult to kind of go more on that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Who knows? And there's like so
Um,
much like weirdness too already about her and like the body in the
Yeah, like
sanctuary
what
and
the
like
hell
the
she's
person
doing.
we see.
But then Roswaal has
Yeah.
like allegedly perfected the soul transfer technique that she was seeking the whole time. Now she must be aware
Yeah.
of that, yet she did
she
not do
can't.
it with
Yeah.
Ryuzu for some reason. Like,
But it was also he perfected it from books in her library, not just
Right.
like random knowledge that he
and like
found.
it
by
worked for
himself.
him, but it didn't work for her. And like, why in the meantime, if he perfected it like way early on, it seems like, why could she not utilize the technique that he came up with to do the soul transfer to like at some point do a freaking soul transfer, right? Like,
Do you think if you have a factor within you, it wouldn't work?
maybe,
Do you
but
think
we don't
there's
know that
something
she
about
has
that?
the factor.
No, I guess before, yeah, but she's like dead now, so like why couldn't she just transfer it somewhere? Yeah.
If it is,
Yeah, who knows?
if it is children, right? If Roswaal was literally having children and then implanting his freaking soul in the freaking child's body, right? That's like a whole freaking other potential thing. That would explain why she can't do it because she's freaking already dead and she can't have kids anymore, right? So then
Yeah.
you wouldn't have a compatible like vessel. But he always looks the same though. Like he would have variations if it was a kid after kid after kid, right? So I don't think that's the case either. So he's creating some vessels somehow.
He just has the most dominant genes on the planet.
Chad and Roswaal genes just absolutely take it over every time. That's crazy. All right, let's read the next one. Everyone's comments are
Sure.
so awesome. We can't read them all though. I'm so sorry. So we're just gonna go to the next
Yes.
one. And
Okay, let's
at the
start.
end, we will read more comments at the end.
And we'll have like a Q&A thing like
yes,
we did last time.
Exactly.
So you can like
100%.
ask us direct questions.
All right. Holy frick, this is a juicer. All right, here we go, everybody. At the banquet after the knighting ceremony, Amelia and Subaru talk about the trials and her goals. The talk that was assumedly mentioned in the anime and LN and skipped over is believed to be this talk that happened on screen in the WN?
Web
Web novel.
Okay.
In it, after grabbing Subaru close, speaks about her past of having lived in Elior with her adopted mother Fortuna and the other elves, of the witches' cult's assistance, and also the events that led to the forest freezing over triggered by Pandora. Wow, so Subaru knows about this, about the Archbishop and the Black Serpent. However, all of this is in narration and given later events, it is unclear just how much detail Amelia gave to Subaru regarding the witch cult Juice, and the Black Serpent. It is also mentioned that Puck is asleep inside the crystal because otherwise the crystal would not be able to contain him, and that is one of higher grade. Okay.
I see.
Otherwise, the crystal would not be able to contain him, and in that one of higher grade is necessary to wake him up. Okay, so if he powered up to his on state, the crystal would shatter, and he wouldn't be able to like chill around. He'd dissipate potentially, right?
Yeah.
So they need a strong
Which is
one
weird
to-
why Betty can stay around still. Maybe because
like,
of her
what the fuck?
contract owner die. I don't know. There's still like mysteries surrounding the great spirits, and I'm sure we'll get it eventually. But yeah.
Juice. It's juice. Yeah, it literally is juice in this. All right. Moving on to Roswald's appearance. Amelia was lured by Roswald's proposal for melting the forest, and despite the fact that it was frozen over by her power, she cannot unfreeze it for being unable to reach the same level of power from her memory. Interesting. So that was she
ulted, and she doesn't know how to ult again.
Yeah, but it's like, is she locked away from her true power, or like in desperation was she able to access like power that she would normally be able to access, right?
I see this, and I could totally be wrong, but I see this as like when they say power here, it means power, but also like skills to weave the magic into whatever it happened, right? So like not only is she able to like undo the spell, she also is unable to reach that level of power again. That's what my headcanon. I could be wrong though.
Okay, this is super helpful actually. Betty is an artificial spirit. That's why. She's a bit different.
Oh,
that's true. She is created by
Echidna.
Right.
So
there is a difference.
Spirit.
Right, like we knew she was kind of made by Echidna, but like we didn't understand.
Yeah, that's the thing. We didn't know how great spirits were made either, right? Like we knew that there were lesser spirits, and then like do they just like Pokemon evolve eventually, or is it like created somehow?
Are you calling Betty a Pokemon, bro? Like what the fuck? If anything, she'd be like fucking Mewtwo. She's Mewtwo.
She's like created Pokemon. Yeah.
Okay. Where were we here? Normal spirits do evolve over time. Yeah, they grow into greater. Yeah, because we know they accumulate, right? We know that like the lesser spirits will accumulate and stuff, right? Yeah. Okay. Roswaal's proposal was the use of a miracle performing blood of the dragon. Subaru is confused that it means killing the dragon Volcanica, which would mean releasing Satella's seal, but Amelia corrects him that only one drop of blood is needed, and that the blood of the dragon has been kept in the royal castle. What? Since the time of the covenant was forged. Oh man, it's just chilling there. This is yet another reason as to why Amelia feels her motivation is selfish.
Okay, so hold on. Roswaal proposal for what?
His proposal.
His proposal for melting the forest.
Right. Right.
Okay, this is why she's this is why she's trying to become queen. She's trying to get into the castle to get the
access
blood.
to the blood.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Yep. Wow, thawing the forest, trying to freeze the forest. Yep.
Dang.
Okay, someone said that
everybody
spoilers.
else would live?
Mods, don't look at the chat, George. There's a spoiler in there. Mods, crush that. Be careful, everyone. Just be careful. Freaking err on the side of caution when posting comments. But which message? I don't know. The commenters, the chat knows. The chat is all knowing. Okay, so that being said, we have reached the end of the content here. There's trivia.
Trivia?
Okay, so there's cut content and there's a bit of trivia. I don't know what the trivia covers. However, we can read that after, just in case it covers anything from the appendix. It probably doesn't. I don't think it does. But we can read the trivia right at the end. For now, we can watch the video for the appendix. So,
okay, let's do that.
We're going to take 5 to get that set up, because we do not have... The way we're going to need to set that up isn't set up. So we're going to take a little break. I'm really sorry, everyone. We'll take a quick break. I'll get that set up on the technical
side. Get some water. Use the restroom. Yes. Get some snacks.
Yes.
We will be right back.
We'll be right back. Okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
Hold on just a moment. All right, everybody, we're back. We're back. Crystal clear. George is here. Oh, hold on. Hold on. It's not a technical difficulty. Hold on. Wait. Don't say anything. Nobody say anything. Don't say anything. Hold on. Oh. I fricked it up. Hold on. I fricked it up, actually. I did genuinely frick it up. Hold on. Okay, now it is a technical difficulty. I fricked it up so bad that it's a technical difficulty now. Okay, George, speak.
Okay.
All right, we're
Hello.
back.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes. Okay, sick. All right, very good. So as you can see here, let's get rid of the logo here. So this is the ReZero Appendix cut content. Our friends over here, thank you to Nick for the wonderful list, and also letting us know that nothing on the list is in the appendix. That is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you also to Harbinger/Prish for letting us know about this video here. And thanks everyone for helping us out in navigating the cut content.
Yes, something like that.
We're already bad at names. So Prush, you can say hello in the chat. Prushkovich. And everyone, there you go. That's my surname, Prushkovich. Okay, very good. Well, it's your surname.
I apologize for mispronouncing
now I feel even worse for fricking it up.
It's one thing when it's like a username, when it's like a real name,
yeah,
it's like, oh,
when it's
geez,
a username, it's like, all right, no problem. But when it's your last name, it's like, oh, frick.
Yep.
All right. So that being said, we've got this here. Hopefully the audio is coming through. Let's check. It's not. Great. Okay, we're going to
very good.
Switch the thing right here real quick. Give me a moment.
The final chapter.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is from Echidnut, which is there's a picture of her eating a donut.
Oh, it's like a kidnut donut. Okay.
A kidnut donut, yes. So that's very cute. All right.
Echidnut the goat.
Echidnut the goat. Yeah, so thanks so much for Echidnut for this awesome video. We're going to watch it and frickin' itadakimasu over here. Let's start.
Okay, let's do it.
The final chapter of ReZero Season 2 was cut from the anime entirely, probably because it would have been one of the biggest cliffhangers of all time. Aside from that, it was also my personal favorite moment in the ReZero novel. Ever since I first read this chapter, I looked forward to the day I would finally get to see it animated.
And then it got cut.
And then it became cut content. But this chapter will always be special to me, so hopefully this video can serve to share some of that excitement with.
Absolutely freaking shout out to Echidnut who like got fucking dropped by the show like that, and then he was just like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yes, exactly.
That's freaking legendary. That's sick.
All of you.
Okay, sick. All right.
The last chapter of ReZero Season 2 begins in a dark place with the sound of footsteps echoing through the corridor. Due to the melting snow, the mud and gravel were painfully cold underneath her bare feet, but she continued walking until she reached the outside, seeing the sunlight again for the first time in 400 years.
Okay. Yeah, we were wondering what happened with her.
She expected her reunion with life to be rather moving, yet not a touch of emotion could be found in her eyes. Her lack of amusement was disappointing, yet something that impressed her was how well the reactivation...
You think the frickin' coming to life thing finished?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was Ryuzu. Like they're showing Ryuzu.
No, it is Ryuzu's body, yes, but like is it Echidna's soul in Ryuzu's body? Just watch it? Okay, yeah, let's just keep watching it then.
Just watch it? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna back it up just a touch.
Her lack of amusement was disappointing, yet something that impressed her was how well the reactivation ritual had remained intact. As she adjusts her eyes to the bright sun, she silently applauds herself for the convincing performance she delivered. As expected, her plan was successful. The fact that she's alive again was proof of that. The pink-haired woman appeared uncomfortable in her small body, but knew she would eventually grow accustomed to it. Adapting to things was never an issue for the thirst for knowledge incarnate. Because she was no longer Ryuzu Shima, she decides to call herself Omega, which means the end, according to Subaru's memories from Earth. Omega's only regret was not being able to witness
Wait, what? Hold on. What?
Yeah. Go back. Omega what?
No longer Ryuzu Shima, she decides to call herself Omega, which means the end, according to Subaru's memories from
Yes,
Earth.
okay.
Omega's only regret.
According to Subaru's
end.
memories from Earth?
Wait, you're right. How would... I'm assuming this is Echidna. How would Echidna have Subaru's memories from Earth?
Bro, if she's got freaking his memories from Earth, that's a big freaking deal.
I guess, yeah, I just saw in chat. Remember, she had Subaru's memories from her time with the Castle of Dreams. Echidna saw Subaru's memories when she stepped in the tomb. When he stepped in the tomb. Did she get all her memories? His memories?
It must be, because she was able...
Or
It
just
must be,
like-
she was able to recreate his whole freaking life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And
Dude,
who knows how long the trial could potentially go for, right? Like, it could
She's
be
gained
frickin-
modern knowledge of the freaking modern world.
Yes, yes. That's
She knows
pretty wild, dude.
all about Earth and stuff. What the frick? Oh my gosh. Okay, that seems like it's gonna have big
Dang.
implications. Like, what the frick?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Regret was not being able to witness Amelia's suffering during her third trial.
Oh,
Although
geez.
she despised Amelia, Omega also appreciated her cooperation. If Amelia hadn't
What?
broken the barrier, Omega's half-elf body wouldn't be able to leave the sanctuary. So, for that, she was grateful, but thinking about Amelia made Omega's chest overflow with emotions, so she ignores them and ventures out
Why?
through the forest while opening and closing her hands to make sure they're functioning properly. Reflecting back on the final events of the sanctuary, she notes that Beatrice has parted ways with the archive. Roswaal has lost his guiding light, and Garfield is still completely filled with anger inside. She looked
Dang.
forward to watching over them, from the sun and in the shadows. 400 years, this world had awaited her return, and what it offered her now was infinite potential to satisfy her inexhaustible curiosity.
Crazy,
Oh
bro.
no.
That's crazy.
She picks a flower and pops it into her mouth, questioning why it would someday wither. Both flowers and memories alike would eventually grow faint, and Omega wondered if perhaps now she'd be able to someday understand. Why must love fade? Once again,
Aw.
the witch was
What?
unleashed upon the world.
Bro, this is wild.
The end? Oh, okay, just the end of this part. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how Season 2 was supposed to end. Of course, my garbage video doesn't do it justice, so if you'd like to read the chapter yourself, it's right at the end of Light Novel Volume 15 or right at the end of Arc 4 in the
Okay,
web.
that's
There's
the
multiple
appendix.
reasons I call this my favorite chapter. Firstly, it gave an additional purpose to all the happy moments in this season's conclusion. Now, instead of just being there, they also serve as build-up for a shocking plot twist that completely changes our perspective of what we saw this season.
Dude, having Echidna back is like such a huge freaking plot point. How do you cut that? How do you reintroduce that later?
I don't know. That's kind of fricked. It is kind of fricked that they cut that. Like, genuinely. That's like, it seems like the entire story will hinge on this plot point.
And so the whole sanctuary, like, I still don't understand the barrier. What was the point of the barrier? Like, it seemed like it protected her tomb as well. And maybe so a byproduct of the barrier was that partial human, half humans couldn't, like, escape. But that wasn't, like, the main goal. That was just, like, a side effect, I guess.
Yes.
And the main goal was, like, to protect her soul, her body, her spirit until she was able to transfer it over to Ryuzu. But, like, why did Ryuzu... Oh, dude, I almost want to go back and, like, watch what she was saying, because she was, like, sad. She was crying. There was the other Ryuzu that was, like, shaking, and she's like,
Right.
no, don't do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
dude.
know. Yeah, I don't understand. Is it because we're freaking dumb that we don't understand what's going on with the sanctuary and, like, what the true intent and purpose
No.
was and the barrier and stuff?
No. I think there's, like, information that we don't know about it. Like, I mean, I'm not discounting the fact that we could be totally dumb. Like, that's entirely possible. But I think that...
Maybe the barrier is to stop someone from running away with escaping with the body. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, the only thing I could think of is, like, because they specifically had Ryuzu, so you create the barrier to not let Ryuzu specifically out. But then it's like, what are all these other people doing here for? Like,
yeah, like
what are
what's
they,
the point?
What's the point, right? Like Ryuzu is one thing, but like Ryuzu was, but this is the thing.
Just messed up, dude. She just wants people and like wants to like study them. So maybe that's all it was, I guess.
But
I don't know.
But it doesn't make any sense though, because Ryuzu was a willing vessel.
That's the strange part. 100%.
Right, like even if you told her to stay and I'm going to use your body as a vessel one day, she would probably freaking say yeah. In fact, she did say yes to being crystallized for basically forever and losing her life. So, like, I don't see what the point is of keeping her in there with the barrier.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, they hint at Echidna being in Ryuzu's body when Ryuzu was thinking a thought. It was in Echidna's voice. That's what that frickin' was. Okay.
Yes.
Well, hold on, but that was before the crystal disappeared. So the crystal Ryuzu isn't the Echidna Ryuzu now. So the Echidna Ryuzu is that one who touched the crystal and turned whatever that was, like shut off the crystal thing, made it disappear.
I don't know. I don't know how like the soul transfer spell works.
Correct.
Why?
It's Shima, not the original. That's okay. That's what I thought then. Okay, that's freaking weird.
Okay,
that's what that meant. Because we were like, did that happen in her voice? Like, that was weird. Like, what the heck? What was that about? And then we just like moved on. Okay, the one wearing white. Yeah. Did a kid not forget to mention? Okay, we're gonna keep watching. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Echidna was always the one in control. Everything that happened was all just part of her plan. It was like Subaru and the rest of the cast were just Echidna's puppets who mistakenly thought they had free will. The reason Echidna always looked like she was planning something is because she was. The chapter also highlighted her curse. For the first time, we got to witness the affliction Echidna suffers from endlessly. The insatiable desire for unattainable gratification forever plagues Echidna, unwavering in both life and death. It's why her second coming lacked any pleasure or joy, even after being dead for 400 years. Almost immediately upon resurrecting, life alone was no longer enough to satisfy her. No matter what, she always needs more, and that's what makes her such a perfect example of greed personified. Why I must love fade is my favorite quote from the novel because I think it describes Echidna flawlessly. I interpreted love fading as a metaphor for Echidna's fleeting satisfaction. Greed makes it impossible for her to be satisfied, so the reason love fades is because of greed. But the fact that Echidna's asking that question means greed is the one thing she doesn't understand, despite having infinite knowledge. It's very poetic, and this chapter was really the first time the author let us understand a little bit about Echidna. It might have been the shortest, most simplistic chapter of the entire novel, yet I felt it was by far the most impactful. But for anyone who's wondering how Echidna revived herself, it was the result of two things. A reactivation ritual that was established even before her death, and Ryuzu Shima accidentally taking the trials 10 years ago. After Echidna's death, Roswaal discovered that her experiments were unsuccessful because she was trying to put her soul into an empty vessel. However, if the vessel already had another soul inside of it, it was possible to...
Dude.
Fricking Roswaal child theories stocks going through the roof right now. Oh my gosh.
But how evil is that, dude? You have to take
the life of
what
someone.
What happens to the other soul? It just like
they're dead, man.
vanishes?
They're freaking gonzo.
Oh,
that's
my
crazy.
Gosh.
I did have a thought though, looking at like normal Echidna, I thought to myself, and then Echidna said that like this was her curse, like greed was her curse. I thought, you know what? What if the witches were just normal people and they got a curse of like, you know how like you have a curse of like regeneration or whatever it is from Elsa, or you know, we have the divine protections and stuff that are like the blessings, the inverse. What if they're just normal people who got cursed with like greed and gluttony and sloth and all this stuff, and it caused them to become powerful to some degree for some reason, right? I wonder about the origins of all that.
The origins of the witches is a very interesting topic. Yeah, and like freaking now that I think about it, greed, she is a bottomless pit. You would be a bottomless pit in that sounds like one of the worst ones. Like sloth, okay, like you can't ever you can't ever satisfy any of these like sins. That's part of the reason why I think like they're denoted as sins, because it's just like there's no end to any of these.
Sure.
But like greed it shares aspects with a lot of them. Like gluttony, you're kind of greedy when you're being gluttonous. Like it's like greed almost turned to like a specific thing. Same with lust. Yeah, same with lust. There is like a greed aspect, or an element of greed in lust, but it's like lust, or it's greed for like a specific kind of thing, right? And then like envy, we already talked about the Venn diagram between greed and envy, and the overlap there. Yeah. So like greed sounds like, if we want to see these as curses, it sounds like one of the worst.
One of the worst, yeah. Because like if you're greedy, like the quest for knowledge, it could like have a parallel to gluttony, right? You want to know what everything tastes like, right? You want to know how it feels to taste. Like if there's a million food, you want to know how every combination feels to eat and to taste, and then varying quantities of fullness for eating each thing. Like it's literally endless. Like the thirst for knowledge is like a freaking horrible plague. It's crazy. Yeah.
Jeez.
All right.
Possess their body by eliminating the lesser of the two souls. Thus, during Ryuzu Shima's trial, Echidna planted a small piece of her soul in Shima's body. Ever since then, she'd been slowly taking control of her body until finally she possessed her completely, which essentially killed Ryuzu Shima. This is why we hear Echidna's voice coming from Shima in Season 2, Episode 24. After possessing Shima, Echidna just needed Emilia to break the barrier to make it safe for her to venture beyond the sanctuary. Everything went according to her plan, and she reincarnated as Omega. So far in the novels, Omega has been completely absent from the main story, though I do expect to see her again once we're closer to the end. Thankfully, we can follow Omega's adventures by reading her series of side stories. They are side stories, so there's not going to be too many big reveals, though I will summarize the first one to at least...
Maybe we shouldn't listen to that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't listen to that. Everyone in the chat can let us know.
What do you say? Yes.
Yeah, what do you got? I think this is the point where we should stop here. It seems like it depends. Okay. Doesn't really spoil anything. It's not going to be in the anime. Do it. But it...
it's a side story. I see. So we can read it separately. Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. It won't be in the anime.
But hold on. I think there's a possibility, I'm not making any promises, that we might go through some of these side stories and what ifs. So I don't want to hear a summary. I'd like to go and like check these out at some point. Right?
Sure. Yeah, read them ourselves.
I don't know when.
Okay.
I don't know how. I don't know if it's a live stream. I don't know if it's videos. I have no idea. No idea if it's soon or if it's later, but I'd like to reserve the potential to just like hear these things.
Do a side story completely blind. Okay, fair enough.
Do the side stories. That would be insane. Yeah. So for entertainment's sake, for us and for everyone else, we'll leave it right here. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Echidna.
Wow.
Thanks for making that video, bro.
Dude. Yeah, Echidna, thank you for making that.
Yes.
Yes. And Echidna is back.
Yes.
Freaking Omega freaking mind blow here, dude. Like, what?
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that beyond like just insanity.
So Echidna has now potential to be a big bad. I can't believe this was cut. It should have been highlighted. I can't
believe this was cut.
More than just like a very strange voiceover of Echidna on Shima. Like they should have made it more sinister or something, like just to like draw kind of like, wait a second, to draw like scrutiny on it, right? Like it was so freaking non like remarkable. It was so unremarkable that we just glossed over it completely. Yeah, but if they had like her make a face or like go like this or something, when we'd be like, wait, what's going on there, right? Like
it wasn't just unremarkable, it was also very confusing and cryptic.
Right.
Like we didn't know what the ramifications of it all were.
Yeah.
And it feels like we didn't have the tools to figure it out either. So it was just
Yeah.
Dang, dude. This is wild cut content.
This
all the other cut
changes
content so far.
everything.
Yeah, I've been like, okay, that's pretty significant. Like I'd say like
it's hole filling.
10% of it.
It was hole
Yes.
filling before. This is like a whole thing. This is like a whole
This is like-
galaxy of stuff.
Yes, this is exactly, dude. Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. I wonder if they wanted to end season 2 a more happy, optimistic way. Yeah, so I don't remember who said it or what the context was, but I do remember at someone explaining that at the end of season 1, it's probably in a comment maybe, but I wouldn't be able to find it quickly. But basically, season 1 ended with the happy carriage scene and everything was fine, right? Or it was before
Yes.
the carriage scene. It was like Subaru on the hill with Amelia, right? And then the Blu-rays added in that cliffhanger that we freaking got George with. If you haven't seen that, you gotta watch that.
Dude.
So we freaking got George with that too, because that was like, oh, well, because they didn't know, I guess, if they were doing a season 2. So they're like, let's at least give
I
a
remember
happy,
that.
satisfying ending. So I bet, now they knew they were going to do season 3, but I bet that the author said, let's give a nice, happy ending, because we don't know how long it's going to be till we do season 3, and it would suck to make people wait with this like really brutal freaking cliffhanger. So I think they cut it, but then the problem is they never kind of brought it back around, right? They never re-implemented that as a scene.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like I get what you're saying about they wanted to give people a happy ending, but this is such a freaking massive, like it's so massive. It's got its own gravitational pull type of freaking plot point
dang.
that like cutting it is just like, I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
crazy.
We'll see.
It's
We'll see
crazy,
if they
bro.
reintroduce it again, or if she just shows up and anybody that's anime only and hasn't seen this will be like incredibly confused or like what?
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh.
uh,
Well, it is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna do. There's a bit of trivia here. We'll just rapid fire through these on the list, and then we'll go
Sure.
Q&A, and then we're gonna wrap up. So,
okay. Perfect.
go ahead, George. Throw us the first one.
Sure. Pandora, the Witch of Vanity, originally was not described to have a lolly type of body. She was created that way by the illustrator of ReZero's light novels, Shinichiro Otsuka. He's
Okay,
well known in making characters in ReZero as lolly type archetypes, despite them not being described as such.
Shinichi
Okay.
Chiro-san, arigatou gozaimasu. You're hella
Oh
based.
my gosh. This
Thanks.
freaking dude.
Gochiso
okay.
sama deshita. Thanks for the food. That's great. That's crazy. Wow. Anyways, yeah, that's interesting. He's well known for making characters of ReZero lolly types, even if they weren't originally. So, like, he just goes to the author and he's just like, yeah, so I drew this character like this. Is that cool with you? And the author's just like, I guess. Like, sure. That's
I suppose.
kind of crazy, right? That he's just like making big changes like that.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
What?
That is weird.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like
The author didn't care enough to
Right.
not force him to change it, or didn't
Yeah.
want to like confront him or something.
No,
like, which
I
would
bet
be-
it's
seems
I-
weird.
I mean, maybe, but I can't see it that. It is just strange that they just like made big changes like that. I like the cute characters like Betty and stuff. So for me, it's like fine. I think it makes Pandora scarier that she's some fucking little girl that you just have no idea what the frick she's all about, and she's got this like crazy world-changing power, because it seems like she's more unpredictable when she seems almost like, you know, not like the adult in the room, right? Because it's like she's some freaking selfish kid who knows what she's gonna do, right? But maybe that's just me.
I
right?
don't know.
You get where I'm coming
don't
from,
know.
though?
I get what you're saying, but I also feel like you could make her just as sinister with a different body type. Like it just depends on like how it's illustrated, how it's portrayed, and how like
Right.
it's voice acted, etc. Like
And she's cuter this
mannerisms.
way, so it's fine.
Like, sure, I guess. Like Betelgeuse is freaking weird, but he's like an adult, right? But he's
Yeah.
like, I'd say when he was in his insane rants, he's even more off-putting
Yeah.
than Pandora.
yeah,
so,
true.
yeah.
True. That's a good point. I personally don't like that. I can understand that. I mean, classic. Oh,
another super chat. What the
oh my
heck?
gosh.
Okay.
Following star, thank you so much for the super chat. Holy frick. I was just reading comments that popped right up. That was perfect timing. I love how you guys don't really cuss. You use the Lord's name in vain. Your reactions, huge respect. Oh, thanks. Very good. We're generally family friendly around here, at least from the vocabulary, not from the context.
Some of the ones we watch. Looking at you, friggin' jobless.
Oh, frick.
But yes. Yes, we try and keep it that way on purpose.
Very nice. Yeah, well, thank you so much for the super chat. That's 2 super chats in this freaking... Those are our 2 first super chats and in one stream.
Honestly, yeah.
That's crazy. That name, Following Star, is that... Am I missing something? Right on Following Star?
I don't know.
It might...
What's wrong with the name? Is that like an anime thing?
Sussy Baka. Don't worry about it. Oh, boy.
Oh,
no. Don't worry about it. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Did we just get played or something?
Oh, no.
You wouldn't get it?
Wouldn't
It's
get
spoilers?
it. Oh, boy. It's spoilers. Community joke. Don't worry about it. Oh, frick. All right.
Nice. Thank you for the super chat. That is amazing.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not just the lolly thing. Regulus in the anime looks different than described. Interesting. Okay, so there are like a lot of changes that are made, it seems, to characters.
Yeah, somebody on Discord shared a picture of an artist's rendition.
That was in the premium
characters.
chat. For anyone on the Discord, we have tons of normal channels to chat with, and we also have a premium channel for premium members.
Yes.
And someone posted one of the pictures of like the original, like it was fan art, right?
I want to say it was fan art, just somebody's interpretation of it, but it was very interesting. Yeah, seeing them all.
Super interesting. It's like alternate. It was like if you could look into like an alternate reality window and then like look in, and the only thing you see are like the ReZero characters that could have been. You're just like, whoa, and then you like close it. Like that's what it was basically like.
What a freaking description, dude. That's so funny.
That's how I felt when I...
Whoa.
It was like, whoa, frick. Wow, it's like...
All right, now go away now.
They're the same but different. Anyways, I don't want to see what any else thing happens in this other reality. It's just the ReZero characters. That's funny. Thank you very much, Asa, for putting that Discord link. If anyone wants to check it out, we have a great Discord. Honestly, our Discord, I have been using Discord for a hell of a long time. I don't like Discord servers 99% of the time. For games, anime, for anything else, I don't really have a good time. There's lots of passive aggression. There's a lot of like snobbery. There's a lot of just like whatever. I'm so freaking proud of our Discord for being so chill. I think this is going to flex a little bit, but I think because we focus our content on as much quality as we can and good meaty conversations and stuff, we attract that kind of community. So we've had people disagree on certain things here or there. We've had people work things out, and honestly, our Discord is fucking amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in joining and just chatting, or if you just want to come and watch conversations go by, come in the Discord. It's not, I swear, it's not just a freaking ploy to get people to come in. I'm genuinely saying that. I realized as I was saying that, I was like, this is going to seem like freaking stupid self-promotion. I mean, everyone knows on this channel how bad we are at self-promotion, the content creator things, the like, comment, subscribe. You all know how bad we are. So it's not that, I swear. So, all right. Let's go with the next one. This was supposed to be rapid fire. We got really distracted here.
Yes, yeah. That's okay. That's all right.
So Ram with her horn would be top 5 strongest character in ReZero. She's the reincarnated of the Oni god. What the frick? This was revealed in a Q&A by the author of ReZero. Just imagine if she never lost her horn. Bro.
What?
What?
She's the reincarnation of the Oni god, and they've just never talked about it, I guess, because it's not important.
I guess.
Okay. All right.
Top 5 at 5 years old. Yeah, no kidding. I really hate, I think I talked about this in Jujutsu Kaisen. I hate when characters are maimed permanently and they're like handicapped in some way. Not like handicap isn't like they got to use a wheelchair. I'm just like less
I know
like
what you
their
mean,
powers
yeah.
like if it was their powers were cut in half for some reason, or they lost an arm and they can't do something. Like, I don't like it when a strong character gets like fucking reduced in some permanent way. It bothers me so much. Or when two characters like go in a fight and one of the characters is like at a disadvantage because like there's some kind of like external thing that's happened that's like kind of handicapped the scenario. I fucking hate that so much. So like this whole like she could be the best character, one of the best, but like, oh, she lost her horn, so she's not. It's just like,
Yeah.
I hate it so much. It's just like, oh well, that's fucking disappointing. Like, what the frick? That sucks. But I mean, she was never planned to be that character. It's just that's the backstory, so I just have to accept that's just the way it is, and that's how she was always meant to be written, I guess. So. But, yeah. Nah, I'd win. Yeah, basically. Blame Roswaal? Yeah, seriously, frick Roswaal, dude.
True.
That's why Roswaal wanted as a useful pawn. Yeah, I bet the taking of that horn was not intended. I wonder.
Oh.
Right?
Maybe.
Or he wanted her, or alternatively, I just came up with another theory, is he did want the horn cut so that he could use her as a pawn in the sense that he has to recharge her mana if she wants to, like, get mana back, right? Like, he feeds mana to her, basically, right? So she could be really strong, but only on the leash that Roswaal has her on, kind of thing.
Frickin' Roswaal, man.
Frickin' guy. All right, next one.
Next one. Ram's wand that she wields is a wand created from her horn that was cut off in her backstory. Roswaal is the one who created it for Ram.
We did hear about this one before, right? I think.
I don't remember. Maybe we didn't.
I feel like I've heard this somewhere.
Okay.
So, maybe everyone doesn't have the answer to this, and maybe it's a spoiler. I don't know. If that's the case, could she not be just as strong with the wand then if she could utilize it to gather mana than her normal self? Like, wouldn't she be then top 5 strong characters because she's got the wand?
Does the wand gather mana?
I think so. She can't use it to gather mana. Well, Alex, you have instantly destroyed all of my dreams. All right, that makes sense.
She takes the wand and stabs it in her forehead where the horn once was.
There you go. Perfect. She becomes a unicorn Oni. Very good. That's great. I guess she would be a unicorn Oni regardless if the horn was originally attached or not, because unicorn is just like one horn. Okay, well, okay. It is what it is. Can't absorb mana. Doesn't use to gather mana. Okay.
The horn
if you cut off your leg and fashion a leg into a crutch, shouldn't you be able to run faster? Exactly, J-Put. Yeah, that's what I meant.
You take
stuff.
You take the bones of your old. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it. Actually,
all right. Anyways, next one. That's a good point, J-Put. That's true. Echidna confirms that Satella was sealed away in a desert. Wait, what?
Not in that forest?
From Lugunica. Her line was as follows. Her seal lies untouched in the desolate lands where sand covers all and time stands still. None have reached it and none dare try. That's actually so cool. That's the coolest line ever. Holy frick.
That is a cool line, but what is that door then in the forest that everybody's guarding and that Pandora wants a key for?
And why does Amelia have the key to that one then?
And why does Amelia have the key? Yeah, like what is this?
What? Okay. And Fortuna said if that opened, the world really will end this time, she said, right? It was Fortuna, I think. Who said that?
Yeah, like what is that a way to teleport you to her where she's sealed or something? Like,
no, that seems too simple. But it could be. I mean, it is a door. You might be right. It could go right to Satella's seal.
I thought that was the seal. I was like, for sure that was the seal.
Everyone humming at us in frickin' chat. Good question.
Good question. Yes, Fortuna said that.
Fortuna did say that. Yes, okay, I see.
You guys know what? Remember what you read about how the witches died? Oh, frick, it's so long ago. I do kind of remember a little bit.
Yeah, they were defeated by some of them. Remember the dragon tried to fight Sloth and got fricked up.
Yeah,
and then
he's like, let's go to someone easier. Let's go for greed. I think is what it was.
But how did they die specifically? Like, we know how, for sure we know how the Witch of Envy died. She fought the sages and the dragon and the hero, right?
Yes.
And she got sealed away. She was too strong. She didn't technically die. She got sealed away.
She's not dead. Yeah, she was sealed
in
away
the
because they
desert,
couldn't
apparently.
beat her. Yeah.
Nobody
Minerva
knows what's
scene.
inside the seal.
Oh,
frick.
we don't know.
Nobody knows.
Oh, that's so cool, actually. It's just like a mystery. Nobody knows.
Oh, man. That makes me want to cook so bad, dude. What could be in there? Frick. All we know is if it opens, the world ends. Oh, that's so sick, dude. That's so sick, dude. Oh,
Dang.
That's the coolest fucking...
That is a freaking cool... Yeah, that's so like... It's like a world building... What's the term that I'm looking for? It's like a freaking... Not a pillar, because it's not pivotal to the world building, but it's like a... Almost, dude, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like something that makes your imagination run wild, and it adds so much mystery to the world and makes it feel like lived in and so much more like believable and real.
We're not going to talk about season 3,
a tangibility pillar. That's what I'm looking for. It's
a
like
tangibility. Okay.
Yes, it's not necessarily like a plot point per se. Like it will be a plot point, I'm assuming, but like for now, it makes it feel so much more tangible.
Is this a vocabulary that you've come up with?
I've just said it just now. That's what I'm
tangibility pillar of world building, bro. That's freaking coin that right there. That's good. I like that. Okay, it's like in season 3 when they said like, oh, the city was used to flood the city, and they're like, why would you want to do that? And they're like, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. We just know it's used as a trap. Like,
that's a big deal. Yeah, it makes it feel like that the witches and the terrible, horrible, super powerful evil that we know is like nothing compared to like the seal and whatever was trapped by the city and like all this other stuff. Like, yeah. You think you know? No. There was way scarier stuff before. But like, why would Amelia have the key though? Like, if this is like an evil that's long forgotten, why does Amelia have the key?
I don't know. That's a great
Amelia,
freaking question, dude.
To sate my curiosity, you need to go and just open it up so we can see what's inside.
Oh my gosh, dude. And then the world?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it'll be fine. Reinhardt will show up. He'll be like, oh, Mina, konnichiwa.
Oh my
and he'll just go over and freaking, and everything will be fine. It'll be fine. All right, let's do the next one.
I've seen so many comments, people saying like, do you remember how one of the witches died? Minerva's scene. What are we missing here, Graham? What?
Minerva's scene? Scene?
Yeah, Minerva's trap, developed by the elves. Also remember how she acted when she met Amelia.
She was crying. Right?
She was crying? Minerva, who's that again?
Minerva's the
I've been thinking
Wrath.
Fortuna this whole time. Wrath. Okay, yeah. She was crying.
Yeah.
What was that scene?
Yeah. She was like crying.
You guys know how the witches died in cut content, remember? Let's check this. I don't want to like deviate too much, but
you guys can if you want to just reiterate what the cut content says in a comment, that's totally fine. As long as you're not giving like anything else away, that's totally fine.
Yeah, like if we've already read it, please.
She died in a trap developed by the elves. Okay. So
She died in a trap developed by the elves. Episode 13. The manner of death of the witches is given. Minerva died of insanity in a trap created by the elves. Carmilla perished in a sea of flames. Daphne wasted to death amid an ocean of sand. We remember reading that.
Oh,
Typhon
okay.
drowned in a flood. Sekhmet fell down the great waterfall as she rained destruction upon the dragon. Echidna collected their souls, remaining bound to the present world by soul alone. It was episode 13, season 1.
One of them died in a flood?
Yes. Typhon, or however you say it.
Typhon died from the city flood, maybe, right?
Oh.
Right?
It was a city meant to trap her.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That's where Typhon is.
Dang. Okay,
oh,
okay.
Boy, okay. Okay.
And then Typhon is which one again?
Typhon is the girl, the little frickin' Pride. It's Pride.
Yes, it's Pride. It's Pride. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she is not. Okay. Okay. I was thinking some stuff that we just saw.
The lolly.
Episode 1.
Yes. The lolly who, I don't know if George has noticed this, and maybe I shouldn't even bring it up, but people brought to my attention that her dress is transparent because...
Oh my gosh, of course
anime.
it is. It's a lolly with a transparent dress. Thank you, anime.
Gosh.
Lovely.
Holy frick, bro. I can't believe I didn't notice that when we originally watched it. Like, looking back, it's just like, oh, frick, yep, it really is that way. That's crazy. Holy frick. ReZero has, like, almost no shame when it comes to this. Like, in some subtle ways, it gives Mashoku Tensei a freaking run for its money. Jobless reincarnation. Holy frick.
I guess.
So, that's crazy. Drown the lolly. Yeah, okay. Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Interesting. Okay,
let's
keep
with
going.
the trivia then.
Satella was sealed away 400 years ago during the era of witches by the 3 great heroes. Okay. The legendary all-knowing sage, the first sword saint, and the divine dragon. 400 years ago was also the time where Beatrice was born, right? And was the time where Echidna was alive, right? And was also the era when every single witch was alive, right? And was also a time where they died, right? A lot of things happened in that one moment. I think Echidna was seeing the things that were happening, and she was like, I need a
that's what she got to prepare. Yes. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
So when they say all-knowing sage, do you think that's a title and he wasn't literally all-knowing, or he was actually all? If
I
it
think
was
it's just a title.
If this was any other story where there weren't like insane like OP characters, I'd be like, that's just a title. But there are characters here that are like just power beyond power that I'm like,
it could be.
Well, is it a title or is it like legitimately all-knowing, right?
Yeah, is it like, because it could be something like all-knowing of present knowledge, but not all-knowing of like the future, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Or maybe like all-knowing of things that have happened in the past. So anything
up to
1 second ago, they know about, right? But they won't be able to like help them like right in the now, so to speak.
Yeah,
right.
And obviously knowing everything that's happened in the past, it's a great predictor for the future, but it's not like set in stone per se, right? It's not guaranteed.
Right. Okay.
The first sword saint as well. This also freaking brings to my mind, like, what is the origin of the sword saints? Like, is this, I always assume sword saints just like, well, he's just the strongest person currently. But is there like an additional requirement beyond that? Or is it literally just through pure strength, you become the sword saint?
A great freaking question, bro.
Like, some point, right? Like, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that 400 years ago, the title of sword saint emerged because this one great hero was just so strong that they decided to call him that. But it's also like, all these things happening 400 years ago, okay, maybe, but it's mightily convenient. But yeah, maybe it was just the first time that they did the sword saint.
Are you born a Reinhardt or do you become a Reinhardt? Right? That's the question.
Who knows?
All right. Amelia and the LAR Forest incident occurred 100 years ago. Wow, that is a long time ago. Amelia was trapped in ice for all that time up to the moment she was freed by Puck in the events of Frozen Bond takes place. Wow. Okay. So that explains things, actually. Lots of things for the timeline. there was a time skip
oh, yeah, go for it.
between arcs 2, the Mansion Murder Mystery, and 3, Pedal Goose Why Will. The time skip was a couple of months. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Authorities are above divine protections. Divine protections were created to counter authorities. Were created to, But because of this, divine protections are weaker than authority. As such, divine protections can never counter an authority, which is the reason why some, like Reinhardt, can still be affected by Gluttony's authority, and he can't rem either. Oh, frick. Reinhardt does have a weakness after all.
Okay, so from what I understood, and maybe this was even from the previous stream, or maybe it was just from a comment or something, but God, whoever or whatever that is who grants the divine protections, no?
Right. I think so.
So this God is not omnipotent then in this world.
I guess.
Because he can't create something stronger than an authority. So are authorities... Oh, dude, like this brings up so many potential questions. Are authorities like things that just simply are? They always have been, always will be. They're like pre the existence of the world. They will continue forever kind of thing. Or did somebody else create authorities and they're somehow stronger than God, I guess? Why would God ever want to counter an authority? Well, he tried to and clearly failed. Like,
right. How did he?
I don't know. So many.
Yeah.
So many things. So many questions.
The God entity not create a power that would be strong enough to counter something in the world that allegedly they're looking after, jurisdiction over, created, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question.
It's like math. Authorities are like heretical magic tools. It just is.
Okay. I guess. But like
Lagna, the odd of all odds.
Essentially.
Odd lasagna.
Okay. Lasagna. Okay. Opposite giant. Perhaps you shouldn't consider God to be a conscious being. Okay, so it's more like a life force of the universe. So like
your friend didn't add odd Lagna cut content. There's cut content we're missing.
OVA 1 stuff. We may have to go back. There's a couple of things
we might have to go
odds.
Back. Yeah,
we may have to watch that.
Maybe we should go back.
Yeah, we can do that on stream maybe one time.
Sure. Yeah.
Another ReZero stream. The boys are cooking again. Yeah, that could be actually. Sure. You know what? That would be a great one. Then we don't have to edit, and it would be fun to do like a live one. We might do it on stream, or we might stream it on like a Discord type of thing. I don't know exactly what the copyright will be, so we'll have to look.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, we'll look into it, and we'll make an announcement. So it could be on the Discord. We'll do like a live stream, but it could be on YouTube. We'll see. Don't worry though, we'll make it well in advance, and it'll probably be like after season 3, just to give us some extra context.
Sure.
All right. Reinhardt. Oh boy. Reinhardt is the strongest character of ReZero. Don't we know it? Because of all of his divine protections and abilities, there's no character stronger than him. He can defeat every character besides Satella. Besides? I thought it was including Satella.
I guess it's besides Satella.
It is stated that even though Reinhardt is stronger than Satella, he cannot kill Satella because her immortality is linked to her authority. Because of this, Reinhardt cannot gain a divine protection that bypasses her immortality, because divine protections can't beat authorities.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. The author stated if Reinhardt and Stella were to fight, their fight would be a stalemate and go on forever. That makes sense.
Jeez.
That makes sense. That's absolutely crazy. And then eventually it becomes Xenoblade Chronicles X, where the two gods are fighting forever.
Never played it.
Yeah, I haven't played it either, but I do know at least that. So
okay,
interesting. Okay,
stalemate and go on forever. That is wild.
Well, he's cracked. So, we knew that.
Yeah. Again, this goes back to the frickin' origins of the witches.
Right.
Like, okay, I can see how Reinhardt is so strong. He just gets divine protections. Okay, fair enough. I understand the mechanic. It is OP. It's broken. it's really difficult to ride around broken characters like this. Look at any Superman comic book. It's incredibly insane for there not to be plot holes. If this author manages to do it, holy crap, you are freaking a legend, and we bow before you. But aside from that, how did the witches come about, dude? Like, how is Satella so strong?
Yeah.
How is she so strong? Because we know, I'm assuming that she was
her
human
authority.
before until she got the envy witch factor, and then there was the clash between Satella and envy, or Satella and the factor, or whatever, and that's how we get the two personalities in one, right? The
right.
witch of envy and Satella, and it's just like, so was she just a normal human before, and was like the envy factor just like
that was my
in the
theory,
world?
right? That the witches they were normal people, and then they got the authority somehow, and then they became
like a curse.
The witches.
It wasn't even it was, they thought this would be great. I'm gonna be powerful. I'm gonna be able to help people that I love, and it just like freaking warped them beyond recognition.
That's what I was thinking.
Like,
yep. Because if you were Echidna, and then you get the authority of greed, and you become an insatiable and also very powerful, there you go. You're a witch now. What can you do?
Yeah.
Right? So.
And so then that brings a question of like, okay, well then who created these authorities / factors / whatever the essence was that they consumed somehow, and like to what end? Why would anybody want to create
the thing
envy
that is creating authorities is trapped in the seal?
Oh, dude. Holy crap.
The influence, the overwhelming evil influence of the thing trapped in the seal, and just the byproduct of it existing permeates the authorities and the curses throughout the world. That's what I think.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
I'm cooking.
Why Amelia has the key? I'm trying to like reframe that under that possibility. Like, what is it about Amelia that could potentially have...
Amelia is the god of ReZero reincarnated. I don't know. That one's a little much. I think
and how did like
there.
Pandora figure out that she has the key as well?
Right. Because if the witches are adjacent, because let's say they're the original partakers of the curses, right? The original curses, because they're the original sins, right? It would make sense that in some variety, they're adjacent or knowledgeable of what could potentially be in the seal. And if the sealed person is the progenitor of the curses, it would make sense that they would want the witches to free them. I gave you power, or, even if it's not a conscious deal, then, there you go.
Yeah.
They would be drawn to it in some capacity, right?
Okay. That sounds crazy. I've never heard of this theory. That sounds insane.
Didn't we go over this? Oh man, did I say something silly that I should have known? Are you talking about Amelia? My theory on Amelia? I know the Amelia theory is not correct. That I can say for sure. That's more of just a crackpot theory. The theory about the seal and what's in the seal, I think that's... if you're talking about, maybe Alex, you're talking about the originality of the curses, right? Maybe I'm forgetting the origin of the curses.
There's so much, dude, that it's like hard to keep track.
Right.
Ken says there's an Omega side story called Requirements to be a Witch. Oh, that sounds like an interesting side story.
Requirement to be a witch.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, at the very least, you have the requirements that you have to be able to take on an authority without fucking exploding and dying, basically, right? So
dying. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, like, Satella is, like, freaking insane now, but yeah. Okay.
The stuff with Minerva. I mean, you've mentioned the Minerva stuff before. Why is it not finding anything for Minerva? I'm spelling that right? I don't see anything in the content stuff that mentions Minerva specifically.
Minerva's connection. If you go to the only time I see Minerva is in 13.
Okay.
Yeah, what the heck? Control F is not working.
Minerva's connection to Amelia, Amelia's connection to the seal, Minerva's death, Elsa in the forest, Amelia mother, all connected in a theory. That Minerva is Fortuna? Or, is her actual mother, not Fortuna reincarnated. Sorry, I'm fucking dumb. That it's her mother.
Yeah, there was a trap set by the elves that killed Minerva. Right?
Maybe. I don't know if they share a lot of like similarities.
But she could share similarities with her brother or with her father.
Yeah, but
But that's just a theory. A film theory.
Are we gonna watch season 3? Absolutely. Next week. If you are Patreon or YouTube member, you're gonna get it next week.
Yes. Yep.
They clearly have a connection. Yes, for sure. They absolutely do. And Amelia's mom is human. Yep, which she is. So like, what a driving Minerva crazy was how hot her dad was, and that's what drove her freaking crazy.
Oh my gosh!
They freaking, according to that knowledge, they banged at some point, right? So I mean, he's so hot, it's driving me crazy. What a trap! Oh my gosh, maybe he was a trap or something.
Oh my gosh, this freaking dude!
Dang, she's got a type. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't see a clear visual parallel, and I don't know what the point would be, I guess. But then it also is like, okay, well, why does Amelia and Satella look so similar then? Like, is it a time loop shenanigans with that then? And like, it just seems really strange.
The thing that's hard for me is, yeah, well, I guess Satella died 100 years ago or 400 years ago too. I don't know.
Marriage was the trap all along.
Was Minerva crazy?
Minerva hugging and crying is pretty big implications. Yes, but we've seen Minerva. We've seen Minerva crying and being sad about stuff in general, right? She's kind of like strangely emotional. Right? That's why I don't give a lot of credence to this like Minerva hugging and being sad, because like hasn't Minerva been kind of that way so far?
She's just been weird.
She's just emotionally all over the place. So it didn't seem too weird to me.
She is not the archetypal manifestation of wrath.
Right.
That I particularly with wrath. I've said the same thing about lust. She is not the archetypical definition of lust. So
she was a different vibe. She wasn't sad, she was happy, bittersweet. Yeah, maybe. One of the big mysteries is why Amelia and Satella look identical. We don't have any answers. Yeah, it's got to be time loop. Maybe Amelia took on the witch factor to try and save Subaru at some point. And then she creates the Witch of Envy, yeah. And then she creates the Witch of Envy. Just like how Betelgeuse, she does the same sacrifice.
Time loop?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what happens with the time loop, but she does the same sacrifice that Betelgeuse does in order to save Subaru.
Wait, so hold on. You're saying Amelia?
Amelia takes on the envy factor at some point to save Subaru.
I don't understand how that works. So, like, we have Satella Envy existing right now. You're saying that's Amelia from the future?
Then something happens where Satella, like Amelia, gets pulled something. Maybe Pandora sends her away or something or whatever. Time shenanigans, whatever it is. And then Amelia gets sent to the, I guess that would be past. And then eventually she reaches out for Subaru to save her. and pulls him into the world, right? Maybe she was, because we know there's.
So you're thinking some time shenanigans stuff.
Yeah, some kind of time shenanigans.
Travel stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, it sounds far-fetched, but there's been crazier things that have happened in the show already, dude. We have people freaking coming back from the dead. So
yeah, true.
We have freaking people pulling people from other dimensions. So,
right.
You know.
History repeating itself? Maybe, yeah. But there's got to be... So here's the thing. To not make the story freaking really boring, you have to make it not just loop, but you have to have a way out of the loop, right? And Subaru has got to be the way out of the loop, right? He's got to be the thing that allows the loop to get out. So, like, it's like this time will be different kind of thing. So what exactly that means, we don't know. But, like, Amelia being Envy... Like, we have characters that can rewrite reality. It's not a stretch to say that there'll be some kind of Amelia is Satella time travel shenanigans. Like, it's just almost like a given at this point.
In any other story, it would sound far-fetched. In this one, no. That's literally the thing that I said. In any other story, the all-knowing sage, I wouldn't literally think it's all-knowing. But in this story, I'm like, okay, sure.
There's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just now I came to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Those who are coming late.
Natsuki Subaru.
Yeah, Natsuki Subaru was here ×2. All right, let's finish these up. From the very moment Subaru was summoned to another world, he subconsciously knew he would never return to Japan. Sad. If someone told me I couldn't return to Japan, that'd be sad, bro.
Fair enough. I'd hate to live my life right now. That would suck.
Yeah. Anyways,
that would suck a lot.
All right. All right. According to the author, after Subaru went missing from Japan, the police, which was when he was teleported, a police investigation was launched, but went up empty-handed. As a result, his parents are now spend their days worrying for his safety. Bro, the author could like have lived their whole life without saying something like this. Okay, that's just fucking too sad. Okay,
dude. Okay, there's got to be a way for Subaru to like let them know he's okay. They need closure of some
sort. At the end of the series, when the loop is finished, he's gonna be able to at least
opens.
Yep, that's right.
And he can travel freely between the worlds.
That's right. That's right. He's gonna freaking, he's gonna come out and he's gonna be like, oh, it's fine. Here's my girlfriend Amelia, who is a split personality now because she consumed the authority of Envy. So yeah, whatever.
Okay. All right.
Paris, the cat boy. Oh, we know. Was originally going to be the final boss of ReZero, but the author changed his mind. Well, Ferris is my final
boss. Bro, what is wrong with you, dude? What is wrong with you, man?
Can we get frickin' cats in the chat for frickin' our best boy Ferris, please? Everyone loves Ferris except for George. Okay. George is frickin' normie
cat
central.
Boys.
We need cats in the chat for frickin' Ferris, our cute freaking cat boy. Go ahead, George. Finishes off with the last one.
My stuff cut off after the
okay. I've got the updated version.
Stalemate. Yes.
Amelia and Puck use fire magic. More specifically, they can control the temperature around them. So when creating ice magic, they simply remove the heat, turning the moisture into ice, or in the air to ice.
They use fire magic.
Hence why Puck was stated in season 1 as the great spirit of fire. He was? I did not notice that, actually.
Yes,
that is
I didn't
very
notice
interesting.
that either.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool. I like details like that quite a bit. We got some cats in the chat for our boy Ferris.
George is racist towards cat people. I am racist towards all the hybrids. 100%. Get them the frick out of here.
100%. Can you believe that we let this
Stick them all in the
racist
sanctuary
on the channel
and never let them escape?
That's fricked. We are abetting racism here at the Anime Club. Unfortunately, that's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up, guys. Can we cancel? Can we get some cancels in the chat for George, please?
Frig, I'm getting canceled in 2025. No.
Oh no! Don't cancel me. Cancel. There you go. Thank you. We got canceled in the chat. George is officially canceled. We're just gonna have to replace him.
Hybrids in the barrier. That's right, Itano. That's right. Trap them hybrids.
Fricking. And we're just going to have to get an AI George to replace him. And the one change we'll make is that he actually likes the cat girl, the animal girl hybrids.
AI has officially ruined everything.
All right. So that is all of the quality, or not quality of life, all of the trivia.
Build the wall for the demi-humans. A big wall.
It's gonna be the greatest wall. No demi-humans will get in. We'll call it the sanctuary. It'll be beautiful. Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh man.
That's amazing.
It's ReZero over. All right. Is it over? Anyways.
It's over.
We are at the final stretch of our stream here, everyone. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. It is a pleasure doing these streams when we have so many people coming. It's genuinely, that's what makes. Hey, if you keep showing up for streams, you're gonna keep getting streams.
We'll keep doing streams. Exactly.
That's right. That's right. But before we leave, question and answer time. If you have some questions and answers related to ReZero or not, obviously keep things to season 2. Please do it at the Anime Club, and it will highlight for us, and we'll be able to see it. Yeah. So if you have any questions, throw them in now. Yeah. We will. George, any final words for yourself?
Give it a few
as
minutes.
Well? Yeah, we'll give it a second. Let some questions come in.
No, this is great. The Echidna is a G for making that
Absolute
video.
G. Thank you, Echidna.
Wow. I am glad the poll went the way it did, because if I'd found out later, who knows when, about that would have sucked. And I would have been like, bro, we should have gone back and done it. They were right.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I will say, I really don't like that Echidna called herself Omega, because it's the most like fan fiction high schooler freaking name. It's like, listen, okay.
Omega.
As you can see, people
Optimus.
won't be able to see this super well, but as you can see, I have a shirt. If you can't read katakana, which is most people, you won't know what this is. But if you look at the back, you can see, hopefully you can see, there's Sonic the Hedgehog. My shirt is a Sonic shirt. I'm a huge Sonic fan, okay? A massive Sonic fan. I use the freaking online name Super Sonic. Very cringe, I know. I'm part of the Sonic fandom, and I know all of the super cringe Sonic-y fan base, fan fiction, original character stuff. I've seen it all. I've seen the like fights that they do, the fan fiction fights, which are awesome, and I love them. But like, this is like some Sonic the Hedgehog level fan fiction naming of a villain. Omega? Like, did you not have a similar reaction to thinking that was kind of cringe to call them Omega? Or is that just me? This is just a Sonic fan thing, I guess. Or maybe it's just a me thing. Who knows? I don't know. I thought that's kind of cringe. Omega. It's just like Shadow appearing. And he's like, no, Sonic, I am Omega Hedgehog. And it's just like, oh. Crap.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't interacted with any of the Sonic fanfic or really Sonic stories much. Yeah, for better or worse. So maybe if I would have had a similar reaction. But I was just like, Omega, okay.
Whatever. It just seems kind of
going Greek, dude. She's gonna have some euros to eat. She's gonna pull out a pita bread. I'm Omega, baby.
Oh my gosh, it's the most normie thing you could have said at that point, I think. All right, very good. Let's check out some questions. All right.
Okay.
At the Anime Club, have you guys seen cut content for Echidna? We are going to.
Yeah, the cut content ending. The cut ending.
Yes, if you're talking about
right?
the ending with the Echidna and Omega stuff, yes. We just checked that out on the stream if you didn't see it, but yes, we did. We watched Echidna's video. It was very good. We are going to check out, possibly in the future, some other cut content / side stories / what ifs in the future. We'd like to cover that.
Yeah, we'll look into
that in the future. That would be pretty cool. Favorite character of all time? Favorite character of all time?
Of all
Sonic
time,
the Hedgehog.
I don't think I have one. I can't say one. I'm sorry. There's just too many characters I love.
Dang.
I don't have a single one of all time.
Let's rattle some off. Favorite character of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog. Favorite waifu character, 2B. Favorite ReZero character, Ferris. Yeah, that about sums up. That covers a lot of bases.
Favorite ReZero character. I'm a basic bro, dude. I gotta go with my boy Subaru. He's freaking. He keeps going after all this. Doesn't give up. Gotta stick with my boy Subaru, man. It is what it is.
Fair enough.
Favorite character of all time, bro? That is so insanely difficult for me. It's literally like, oh, it's Tuesday and it's cloudy outside. I'm gonna have to go with Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. It's like, it's Thursday, July 19th.
All right. Just say some characters that are in your like top 5-ish.
Aragorn, villain / anti-hero. You guys probably won't know who this is, but Glokta from the First Law trilogy or world, I guess.
Someone in the chat's gonna be like, Glokta mentioned, let's go.
That'd be like villain, I guess, although everyone in that story is like a villain to a certain degree. Master Chief, Captain Falcon, Aaron, and Thorfinn, bro.
Aaron from Attack on Titan,
man.
Just in case anyone didn't know.
Yes,
and Thorfinn from Villain Saga.
Thorfinn, yes. Dude, Thorfinn, Thorfinn might be my number 1 actually of all time, now that I think about it.
Dang. Wow.
I can't believe he's just so new that I like forgot.
The wind must have changed directions in this moment, and George felt differently in that moment. That's funny. Very good. Very good. Could you read season 1 Aldebaran?
Glokta mentioned, let's go. I love Sandine Glock. Oh, you know Sandine Glokta. All right, let's go, Wolves. That's right. Nice.
Can you check out that content? Yes, as mentioned, we would like to check out a lot, if not all, the cut content that we can in the future. We don't know what that's going to look like, if it's going to be a stream or video or what, or if it's even going to be soon. But we would like to follow up on that. ReZero is a really beloved series, and we're enjoying it. So yes, we'll look at that. Community universally
I feel
agrees.
like that cut content specifically was in a break time in season 3.
In season 3, something related to that was, yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll get a little bit of that, but I think there's probably more to it. Yeah.
More. Yeah.
But we'll
sure.
see it
can
in season 3.
Check it out then. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you read about Reinhardt's blessings? There's some funny ones. We've heard a little bit about these.
I was it comments, because maybe I just missed some of the comments.
I don't know if we've heard specifics, but we do know generally that he I was like, what did I say? I said, if he was in the middle of a desert that took 30 days to walk out of and there was nothing around, he would die. And everyone was like, no, he would get like some immunity to hunger and thirst and heat and stuff. I was like, oh, frick. So there are some, if there is a list that isn't like, I don't think it would matter for spoiler reasons, but if there's a list, that would be funny to check out.
True.
Favorite characters we covered.
We did.
Do you guys think, what happened here?
I can read it here. I got it. Do you guys think that Amelia's disaster trial is linked to Subaru's "I'm going to save you" moment with Satella? Think how Otto regretted being saved and Garfield being mad at someone. Oh, dude, we should have. That's the one where there was like all those like freaking
the terrible futures.
Skipping. Yeah. It's so hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, right? I think some of those were linked to possible bad outcome futures that we get erased. So I think it could be a bit of false flagging here and there, but it's possible.
Yeah, that's a hard thing.
It's possible,
when you can reset the future. Anything we get about the future is not set in stone until it actually happens.
Right. There's a few mid-translation season 3. Do you have any solution to that? Yeah, we're using subs that hopefully we're going to be doing some checks on the subs now that we've seen season 1. We're able to do some checks. The hope is that we're using subs that don't have some mistranslations. Basically, we're not using the Crunchyroll subs specifically. We've been warned about that. We do appreciate the warnings on that. Do you believe Echidna's prophecies are true or just self-fulfilling prophecies? I think we landed that they're self-fulfilling. They're extremely accurate prophecies based on the immense amount of knowledge that she has, and she's very, very smart. But we don't believe, personally, like I think we're both on the same page of this. We don't believe they're actually literal predictions of the future. Where there's nothing, just because there's nothing to indicate that she literally has future sight, right? There's nothing to let us believe that she can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if they were before, I feel like Subaru's ability to reset timelines is such a freaking, what's the term? It just like such a factor that she can't account for.
Right.
That like having literal knowledge of the future with the intent of changing it just gives you so much ability and potential to actually change the future that even if they were before, now they're more so like self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever were, like kind of like you said. So
Right. Which witch do you think was the vampire? I think it's Sloth.
Vampire?
Yeah. One of the witches was a vampire. This was mentioned like a
oh,
long
yes,
time
you're
ago.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I think it's Sloth, but it could be Lust. That would be my second choice.
Lust, a vampire.
Yeah.
Goes with the theme
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, Sloth does seem the more like her skin color is like what? It's like grayish, right?
Sloth?
Yes. It's like it's not grayish. It's like darker, but like a grayish darker.
I don't think it's necessarily tied to the skin. Are you thinking about gray skin like Dracula kind of thing?
Yes, yeah.
I don't think so. But Elsa is a vampire, potentially. Maybe she's not.
True,
right?
and her skin's not.
And her skin was fine. I don't think there's any necessarily like skin-related vampiric qualities. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Some more. Yeah, so not sure 100%, but that would be my guess.
Yeah.
So you talked about your other theories of what you think will happen, but is there something you want to see happen?
Oh, something I'd like to see happen in the story.
That's a good question.
I'd like to see Reinhardt fight. I'd like to see
But it would be so boring. He'd just go whoop, and you're dead.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I'd like to see a good fight for Reinhardt, but when you're this OP, that's what I was saying earlier. Like it's hard to write a character that's just so immensely OP, and A, not there be plot holes, but B, make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, what I want legitimately outside of everything else is answers. We've gotten so many questions. I want answers.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, what do I want?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't actually know what I want necessarily from the series. I think something that I didn't know that I wanted, and this is going to sound really silly, but like classic coming from me, is I did not expect, since we've seen season 1 or season 3 episode 1, I didn't expect Betty to become a main character that's always in the main cast that's around. Like she seemed like a side character that I really liked, but I didn't realize that she was going to be like a central character to the level of like Subaru Amelia. Like if you look at the central cast right now, it used to be like Subaru, Amelia, and then like Rem, maybe. Like Rem was
for a while
really
it was
high
just
up there.
Subaru and Rem.
Yeah, and for a while it was Subaru and Rem, right? Like those were like the major characters. And then like there was like Roswaal and Ram and Betty and these other kind of side mansion characters and stuff. But like Betty has just like completely jumped the gun, and it's like it's Subaru, Amelia, and Betty. These are like the 3 main characters. Now we have Otto and we have Garfield, and they're like they'd round out 4 and 5. But I think those 3 characters seem more central than ever. And I really like Betty. She's super cute, and I like a lot about like her abilities and stuff. It's really cool. So I would have liked her to become more of a central character, and I basically got what I wanted, and I didn't know that I wanted until season 3 started. And then I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool that she's here. So yeah, that's probably what I would have wanted, I guess. And I didn't know I wanted to that point. So I guess, yeah.
Okay.
And more sick fights. More fights. I just love fights. If we could have more characters just fighting, if we could have a tournament arc in ReZero, actually, that's what I want. I'm scratching this.
I
want a tournament arc.
You want a tournament arc?
Do you know who
Seriously?
I am? I'm a weeb anime fan. I love tournament arcs.
I thought you didn't like tournament arcs.
I love tournament arcs.
Was it just the Jujutsu Kaisen tournament arc that you didn't like?
Oh, yeah. I thought the Jujutsu Kaisen... Oh, yeah. Like, if it's... Yeah, the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff... Oh, boy. We don't want to open that Pandora's box. But yes, there was some stuff about how they did the tournament arc in Jujutsu Kaisen that I was just like... Part of what makes a good tournament arc is that... yeah, I remember this conversation. I think we had this conversation, but I'll rehash it really, really fast. What I like about tournament arcs is seeing characters that I like with powers that are interesting, and then seeing them all just like conflict. I want to see the conflictions between these powers and the characters, right? But if I don't really love the characters and I don't think the powers are that interesting, the tournament arc completely falls apart. So while I do love tournaments and characters fighting, they have to have those two ingredients first. And Jujutsu Kaisen didn't in season 1 at least have those ingredients. So yeah. So,
okay, got it.
yes. So more tournaments, more fighting. Aren't you glad you didn't have to wait 4 years for season 3? Oh yes, we freaking
100%,
are.
100%.
Oh yes, we are. Yes.
We'll have to wait 3 years for. Well, actually, no, not even that long.
Season 4 is coming soon. Yeah, like next year or something. Yeah. So
okay, well, look at that.
living good as a ReZero fan right now. Very good.
Yes.
Okay, there's probably a bunch of questions I've now. Reinhardt's Divine Protection is not a spoiler. I suggest not, or is definitely a spoiler. Do not read them. Okay. We will not read them.
Good to know.
That's very good to know. Any theory, grammar, George Subaru says exactly the same phrase to Satella that he says to Amelia in the first loop. Yeah, when he's when he's dying on the floor in the shop. Yeah, I mean, again, I just think that there's absolutely a connection between the two for sure, 100%.
It is. I think there is a lot of that. I also think there's a lot of consistency in Subaru, and that's just like the kind of guy he is.
Right.
But yeah, it is kind of interesting. Any theories in particular? I don't know.
It's hard to predict. It's really hard to predict. There's some kind of connection. I made some predictions about like Amelia taking in an authority at some point and then causing the split, and which causes the loop potentially, but it's really hard to say.
And I feel like once we know specifically why Subaru was brought into this world,
right,
we'll kind of know.
Yeah,
maybe not all of it, but like at least it will be 80% of the way to answering that question in its entirety.
Right.
But yeah, no predictions beyond that for me.
This isn't a cheap battle shonen. It's a sophisticated isekai. Yes, just like Jobless Reincarnation. I understand. Which is the worst thing you can say to a ReZero fan. I feel like there's a lot of confliction between the ReZero fans and the Jobless Reincarnation fans.
Oh,
like
really?
You can't like both of them, or like, oh well, one of them is more sophisticated than the other, or one of them is degenerate and the other's not. Listen, as a fan of both of them, they both have their sophistications, and they're both freaking degenerate. Let's not pretend like ReZero is some high-class, non-degenerate freaking anime, okay?
Sure, but like freaking
one of them is like way more degenerate than the other, for sure. But we can't freaking ignore the fact, in Season 3, Episode 1, Subaru walks up to the freaking meeting room in the mansion, holding Betty and... who was it? Patricia's hand? Or Petra's hand? Was it? Yeah, he was holding their hands. And the first thing Ram says to him is that he's a freaking pervert. And then there's that song from the Bard. Remember that first song that she sang?
Oh, yeah. It's
about the age difference?
Boy and the little girl. Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, okay, let's not pretend like there's like not some weird things happening here and there, okay? Listen, I love them both, and I think it's fine that they have that, but I think putting your series on a pedestal and trying to like disparage another one, it's like, listen, don't throw rocks in a glass house, okay? We're watching anime here, folks. None of you are freaking safe. I see the freaking Rem posts. I see the Rem figures, the freaking waifuitization of all these characters. I see it. So
why do you think I stayed away from anime for so long?
The age difference song? Yeah, exactly. We're not freaking... that didn't go over our head. We saw it, okay? Let's not pretend. It's a Civil War. It's just a hardcore light novel fan thing. I hope so. I hope it's just restricted to that. The MC of ReZero and the MC of Mashoko Tensei are married IRL. Exactly.
IRL. That's amazing.
No one should be arguing anything. They love each other, and everyone should be happy about it, okay? They're both great. Like, I don't know why you would have to not like one or the other. I can understand. Like, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I'll just say this as a final thing. We don't want to go on forever about this.
Sure.
George loves Subaru.
Go off, Graham.
But there's a lot of people who freaking can't stand Subaru, right? They freaking
Really?
oh yeah, I know a lot of people who just said he's just an awful character, and I can't watch ReZero specifically because Subaru is so whiny, or he's annoying, or he's just like obnoxious, or he's an idiot, whatever. Listen, that's totally justifiable. No problem. But you can also say terrible, freaking horrible, degenerate. He's just awful. He's, this, that. Yeah, they both have qualities that are really freaking awful and obnoxious. Now, the idea would be that they're both like going to learn and grow from these things, right? They have to have these flaws to make it a good story, right? Now, how you play those things out, you have to play them out in exact certain ways. Maybe, maybe not. But you can't just say that like, oh, well, Mashoko Tensei. And I think Mashoko Tensei is the one that gets the most heat, reasonably so. But I think people saying that, oh, Rudy is a terrible MC, Mashoko Tensei is just a degenerate show, and then like you don't have anything to say about ReZero and how obnoxious Subaru can be sometimes and how much of an idiot he's been in the past. Not in the same way, of course, but like they both have their character flaws. The shows both have their flaws, and they both have great things. But at the end of the day, they're both great shows. So anyways, that's my silly little rant.
Sure. I understand the comparison between the two. For me, Jobless is a tougher pill to swallow. Sure. I understand why the pill needs to exist in the way it does. Like you said, characters need flaws, but it is a much tougher pill to swallow. Frickin' some of the stuff that happens in Jobless.
Sure.
We'll see. Hopefully season 2 is good. So far it's had its ups and downs, even the little bit we've watched, but we'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to see. Base Graham, thank you, Ken. Absolutely. Base commenter, thank you very much. Yes, give us an @ if you have any questions real quick. Throw last minute questions in. You have to do the @ or we're not going to read it because there's a lot of comments. Lolly jokes are hilarious and keep getting more.
We missed some here.
The lolly jokes are hilarious when Subaru keeps getting more and more lollies. Yeah, exactly. Frickin' Subaru's got a harem of lollies at this point. So I don't even know why we're throwing stones at frickin' Rudy right now.
So let's see. Let me scroll back up here because we missed a few.
Did we?
How are the season 3 reactions on YouTube going to be? I mean, the first episode is 90 minutes long.
You're going to get big old meaty episodes, so enjoy that, okay? It's going to be great.
Again, thank you to Graham for editing that. He's a Chad for that.
Yes,
what are your thoughts about Echidna crying in the end of Amelia's trial? I think it was maybe the first true feelings we've seen from her.
Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it a little bit. Like, it's hard to know. Freaking with Echidna. She's such a enigma.
She's
what
an enigma.
What do you guys think about the new art style? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's clearly not a manipulation either. Right? Like, okay, unless Echidna has, like, fourth wall breaking knowledge of the viewer, she didn't cry. If that's not the case, she didn't cry for anyone but herself, right? Like, it's not a manipulation. It's not a tactic. It's not a plan. It's not a machination. She was just sad. Nobody knew except for her. So unless it's
And she hates Amelia so much. Like,
yeah.
Why? Why does she hate Amelia that badly? Like, what the frick? Come on,
I know why. Because Amelia can get what... Remember Echidna said, why does love fade so quickly, right? Amelia has what she can never have, which is love, true love.
But so do so many other people. So, like, why Amelia specifically?
But she's a witch.
I guess.
Right? I don't know. That's just a guess.
I guess.
So, anyways, that's my theory.
What do you guys think about the new art style for season 3? I like it.
It's fine.
I think
it's fine. It's a little bit different, but I think it's fine.
I honestly, maybe this is just because I'm new to anime. I didn't really notice issues.
You did notice a little bit. Some of the characters.
Oh, I noticed changes, but people were saying like season or animation issues,
production
and stuff like
issues
that.
and stuff.
Yeah, like
it was just like
notice.
It's not that it was like a quality down. It was just like things that could have been better animated, more intricately animated, scenes that were more like stills. Right? It's not freaking Tower of God season 2, but like I could tell
that's kind of what I was thinking.
No, that's like a catastrophe. No, it was more of like they could have done more with this stuff, with this scene or with these things, but they decided to just kind of run stills and do stuff like that. Yeah. So I noticed a little bit. It wasn't too bad though. It was honestly not too bad. But season 3, you could tell. We talked about it in the discussion on the episode, but you could tell there's some extra flourishes and stuff happening there. Yeah. I will say,
is
Amelia
Yes.
got a downgrade in her upgrade
fucking grab.
in season 3. So
Oh my goodness, we don't have to rehash this whole thing again on stream, but this freaking guy.
I'm a little disappointed on that. So the ending, actually, that reminds me, the ending of season or episode 1 was quite hilarious. If you, I'm sure lots of people don't watch all of our video, the end of the video, but the ending of our season 3 episode 1 video is quite funny. So look for that. That was great. Oshinoko, anywhere on the watch list? It's on our radar. We have been made aware of it. It shows up on the, it was showing up consistently and high rated on the community suggestions for our Tuesday slot, but it's kind of dropped off a little bit in recommendations there. So if you want us to watch it after ReZero season 3 is finished, we're going to do another poll. With first 1 week will be community suggestions for everyone, and then the second week will be the premium voting for members. So if you want us to watch that for sure, it is on the super freaking long watch eventually list. So who knows when we'll get to it.
Yes.
But if you want us to watch it sooner, you garner support around rallying for Oshinoko.
Yep.
What do you think would be the cast's reaction to Return by Death?
I think most of them would have variations of a similar reaction, which I think initially would be like, oh, that's cool. You can reset things and you can't die. And then the full implications of that would eventually set in, and they'd be like, this actually sounds nightmarish. Oh, this is what you've been going through. Holy crap, how isolating. And
some people might be resentful. They're like, why didn't you stop X, Y, or Z?
Potentially, yeah. Right? Some people might be resentful, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We actually talked about this a bit in the episode 1 of season 3, where I was musing that, like, if knowledge of Subaru's Return by Death got out, it could be quite problematic for people wanting to manipulate him in certain ways.
It's part of the motivation why the witch doesn't allow it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got oh boy, please, season 3 break time, get more focused on character expression and dialogue. We'll definitely be watching the break times for sure. Mashoka Tensei and ReZero authors are friends IRL, which makes even less sense why the community, the fan bases fight against each other. It's crazy. Goose or Roswaal as a villain? Roswaal,
ooh, that's a good question,
is probably the choice I would choose because he's more conniving.
What is this asking, though? Like, that you'd prefer in the story or that you like?
You like the better villain. Who's the better villain, I guess. Right, that's my interpretation, at least.
Yeah, okay.
I would say Roswaal, but just barely. I like Betelgeuse a lot. I like crazy characters like that.
Yeah, I like Betelgeuse's, like, unpredictability. But, yeah, Roswaal is, like...
He's done more interesting things.
Yes, and there's also a reason why, like, in court and stuff, like, insanity is something you can plea and get out of certain things, because you are responsible, but somebody who's in their full state, like total state of mind, is much more so responsible. And although there are arguments to be said that, like, Roswaal has some, like, insanity in him, because who would be able to do, what kind of sane person would be able to do these evil acts? Between him and Betelgeuse, at least, he is way more conscious of what he's doing and way more sane. And so it's way more calculating and therefore, in my opinion, way more evil.
Right. And more intriguing, I would say. Because, like, you could just write off, well, insanity for Betelgeuse, right, for all his things. But at least, like, there's some, like, layers to what freaking Roswaal is doing, whether you agree or not.
He's aware of what he's doing, but he decides to do it anyways. Yep.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Are you guys interested in what ifs? Yeah, we're gonna check those out at some point in the very far future, in some form or another. Don't know for sure. Fan made alias for Subaru was Lollymancer Subaru.
Oh my gosh.
That is funny. It's funny, actually. I was playing the new Shadowverse game, which I've now uninstalled. But I was playing that and I logged into the, like, area thing that they have. And I made my character and I walked around, and one of the first, like, other people I saw in the, like, social area was a guy called Lollymancer, just as a random tidbit. I even shared a picture in the Discord as well because I thought that was hilarious. All right, let's see. What about openings for season 2? OPs and EDs are coming. They're coming next week.
Yep.
Which art do you prefer the most? I really like, I think season 1. Season 1, I felt the most where I would see a character, especially like Rem and Ram, and I'd be like, oh, they're so fucking cute. Oh man, I'm gonna die. So I haven't felt it as much in season 2, and season 3 we only just started, so we'll have to see. But season 1 I liked a little bit more.
Season 3 has the potential to become my favorite, but it's just so brand new. So for now, I'll also have to go with season 1. Yep.
Yep, makes sense. Okay, a couple more.
Let's see.
What I meant is that's going to be the first episode in the first reaction video because how long episode 2 is. Yeah, so it'll just be episode 1. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Next week will be just season 3, episode 1 by itself. Made in Abyss on your radar. We have in our personal time watched Made in Abyss. In fact,
it was before the channel started, actually.
Yes. Let's see. Let me pull it up here. Hold on. List.
Yes. Before, as you guys might know, Graham was trying for a while to get me into anime. One of the seasons we've watched was season 1 of Made in Abyss.
Yep.
And then he freaking dragged me into watching the movie.
Yeah, true.
And I was like, all right, I guess I'm not watching season 2. Let's go.
Wait, the movie of Made in Abyss? That is season 2.
Oh, that was season 2? Then season 3.
It's in between. It's in between season 2. Season 2 comes next after the movie.
Okay, I didn't see season 2. I watched just the movie and then I stopped. I was like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yes, we watched that.
Did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch season 2?
Yeah, I think I watched all of season 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just watched season 1 in the movie.
There were things about season 2. I remember I'll give a rehash, a very slight rehash of my thoughts on season 2. There were things in season 2, like the suffering in season 1 made it feel gritty and real. And then there was suffering a bit in the movie that also was like pretty intense. But I felt like the things that happened in season 2 were just a little too much for me. It bordered on too much suffering porn for me. Like I like the reality of like the groundedness and the gritty of like a fantasy world and stuff, but there was just a little too much. Like I started feeling uncomfortable with some of the stuff that they were going on. Yeah. And so I was like, I watched it all and I liked a lot of the stuff that happened, but there were some things I was just like, do we need to go that far?
When it's stuff with kids, like it just like gets me. I'm just like, why you have to do it was kids, man.
I genuinely had, this is gonna sound really stupid, but I'll say it anyways. In season 1, I was genuinely messed up for like a week after the elevator scene in season 1. If you remember what happens in the elevator scene with Mitty. Like that freaked me out. Like real bad.
I'd have
that
to
was
like
the
see again. I
people
forget.
will remember. If you know the scene, you know it. George, we'll rehash it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But that legitimately,
do you not like the suitcase scene? I remember the suitcase scene from the friggin' movie.
Bro, dude, yeah, like that stuff was fricked up, man. Like some of the stuff, so season 1's suffering was just like brutal, but it was like fine, I guess. The movie was like, okay, we are on the line with some of the like surgery based suitcase stuff. That's all. We're on the line here, folks. But season 2 is where I think it kind of went too far. I think
crossed the line. Yeah,
crossed the line for me personally. That being said, what I wanted to say was, I really like the world of Made in Abyss a lot. It's one of my favorite, like the dungeon delving kind of thing. So freaking cool. It's amazing. So
sure,
we'll have to see what we do for season 3. But there is a link to our My Anime list. If you want to see the things that we have watched before the Anime Club and on the Anime Club and what we're watching now, I'm going to do my best to keep it as up to date as possible. So you could check that out there. There's a list of what we have watched if you are curious.
Nice.
In the dub, season 3, he's referred to as the little girl user. I'm not surprised. Julius's design was changed in season 1. They made him more bland. His clothing took away his cool chains and stuff. I barely like Julius as it is, but if he had chains and stuff, I would not have liked him. He would be too edgy,
Really?
freaking anime style for me. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. Season 3, they added it, so that's a cool fact. All right, well, incoming not liking Julius, I suppose.
Oh my gosh.
Code Geass is on the long list. I love your reaction. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate the kind words. Code Geass is on the list. Yep. I have not seen it personally, which as a longtime anime fan is crazy. I have always wanted to watch Code Geass. So I'm actually really excited to check it out because I've heard it's incredible. So we'll watch that at some point. It's on the very long list. Do you guys know, what do you guys think why Satella summoned Super near Amelia? I mean, they're linked.
Ooh.
They're all linked. I don't know what it is, but there's something with it. Not like emo chains. Okay, we'll have to see, Ray. We'll have to see what happens with that. It's been like 20 years since I've seen that. Yeah, well, it'll be a good rewatch. All right. George?
Good stuff.
Good
Grateful for everybody hopping on, joining us in this journey. I was going through my anime list. Have you seen Death Note?
Yes. Should we put that on there?
I've seen Death Note as well.
Okay,
yes.
we should put that on
I saw
there.
it on Netflix.
Okay.
Which maybe is the most normal place to watch anime. I don't know.
Did you watch it in English?
I don't honestly remember.
Okay.
I want to say I didn't.
Okay. All right. It's added.
I watched it with my wife. We're looking for something to watch, and I had heard about Death Note, and I'd actually remember seeing kids in high school with notebooks that had Death Note on it. I was like, I've seen this before. Of course you did. Of course.
Of course I did. Of course I did. Yes.
Death Note was good though. It was pretty good.
Death Note's really good. It's very, very good.
But I think that's the only thing that's missing in this list.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I wonder if I should maybe I shouldn't, but maybe I should like rattle off some anime that we have on the list. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. I don't know if I should reveal too much of that information. It's like is it once I put that information out there
to watch list
on the potential future watch list. Yeah. And once I put that information out there, I can't take it back. Oh boy. We have a lot of anime on there. There's a lot. Let's just say. I don't know if there may be a strategical reason why I may not want to share it, and I'm not sure what that could be, but I can't take that information back.
I was going to say, once we release it, we can't take it back. So.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm just going to keep that to myself for now. I'm sorry for teasing you, everyone. But yeah, we're going to watch, I'll give you one. We're definitely going to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 1 and 2, for sure. I didn't personally like Season 3 and on. That's the most controversial JoJo take you could ever have, because it's literally the opposite for everyone else. But that's how I feel about it.
Oh,
so
really?
We'll definitely watch that at some point. Yeah. Please keep Season 4 in your watch list for ReZero. We will watch Season 4 live when it comes out weekly.
Yes. Season 3 has 16 episodes. So if you're going to release first episode separately, then there'll be 15 episodes left. How are you going to balance 2 per video?
We're going to have a super finale. As long as the last episode is a normal episode length, we'll have a 3-episode finale. In the case where it's 1 episode that will be left at the end of a season, we watch a triple finale. So we try not to shortchange any of the videos. So yeah,
unless we watch an extra episode in between or skip an episode, like that one time.
That's true. We really fricked that up. That was hilarious.
But
all right,
we said, we literally fricked it up in the best possible
way.
Like it couldn't have worked out better.
The last one's 20 minutes. Yeah, so you'll get a triple. So enjoy it. I will not enjoy the editing, but I do it for all of you. So we want to make it a good experience, right? So it is what it is. All right, guys. I see there's so many comments. I really wish we could stay and answer questions forever. And
read all the comments.
Yes, just, all the great comments. But unfortunately, our time is up. We have a tight schedule of watching all sorts of other stuff and doing all sorts of other things. So yes, we have lives, unfortunately. One day, maybe we'll be more full-time on the channel as we continue to grow and you guys support us. We will do our best to work towards full-time. We'd like to get at least, the ideal would be getting 5 videos out a week. That's going to be our soft cap. That'll happen as we get bigger and stuff. So yeah.
The bigger we are, the more time we can justify.
That's right.
To the channel and stuff.
That's
right.
Yep. So
Thank you guys so much for your support. This has been fun. This has been amazing. Each stream, being able to join and have like people already waiting and wanting to get on the stream is just so wonderful and humbling.
It's amazing.
This show has been great. I'm sure it's going to continue being great. Thank you guys for joining us on that journey. And like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff that we said we're bad at doing. It really helps us out. We'd love to do more streams, more videos like Graham says. The more we grow, the better it is. And we'll catch you guys next time.
All right. See you, everybody.
Take care.